like the FBI. Too much money, I'm colorblind, can't tell me nothing about my life. I'm a ride for my dog, give a damn if you wrong or right. Dirty sticks up under the same. Ain't been no fan no more, so used to fan calling designer things. Ain't got no friend no more, they need some fake love that can't be trusted. Too much no gon' make a rated B, like the FBI. Too much money, I'm colorblind, can't tell me nothing about my life. I'm a ride for my dog, give a damn if you wrong or right. Dirty sticks up under the sofa, dirty pistols, dirty spies. Fresh as a peppermint, fly like a pelican, not in a reverend. In my closet got skeletons, she knew I put this shit on like a mannequin. I know I'm heavy sin. I got the power like I'm Tommy Edison. No lie. One thing that I know is that letters, yeah. Never came up a settlement. Told him I'm settled in pocket big president, yeah. Fuck all that way and no measurements. And for the middleman, she can get treacherous, yeah. Bang, bang, stab too many times. I know pain for real. Used to sleep on the floor the way we came for real. Niggas make up what you let them. I'm not trying to hear it. That shit be so fake to me. Shit so Maybelline. Vivian's Maybelline. Shit so fake to me.
Shout out to Southside Boom, man. Shout out to Southside Boom. Hey, before we get started on this Saturday, man, we just turned in here. Smash that like button, man. Support the channel, cash app in there. Super chats. Shout out to the mod squad. Make sure y'all go and follow my riches, man. Savage Black, Washington, D.C., man. Shout out Savage Black. Well, Virginia, but it's the DMV, though. I'm sorry.
Tonight we gon' party, tonight we gon' party, tonight we gon' flex, tonight we gon' flex. We ain't worried about no bullshit, we ain't worried about no stress, we ain't worried about no stress. Tonight we gon' party, 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 party. We gon' party, party, party. Shawty dancing on my body. Tonight we gon' chill, tonight we gon' chill. Ain't nobody getting killed, ain't nobody getting killed. Cause we just came to party, cause we just came to party. She clapping all over my body, she clapping all over my body. I swear I'm hot shit, I swear I'm hot shit. We all booed up in this bitch, we all booed up in this bitch. All we feel is euphoria, all we feel is euphoria. Good vibes we got them for you, good vibes we got them for you. Leave your pistol in the crib, leave your pistol in the crib. Nigga come get you a bitch, nigga come get you a bitch. Leave that blade at home, leave that blade at home. Come and get you a side nigga, come and get you a side nigga. We got drinks up in this bitch, we got drinks up in this bitch. So what you drinking, little miss? What you drinking, little miss? Can I refill your glass? Can I refill your glass? No, they raping in this bitch, no, they raping in this bitch. Tonight we gon' party, tonight we gon' party, tonight we gon' flex.
Shout out Savage Black, man. Shout out Savage Black. Make sure y'all go run up their music, man. Southside Boom and Savage Black, man. Make sure you go and check out their music. Hey, shout out to Drilling. Shout out to Drilling E for the cash app. Appreciate your love and support, brother. All right, y'all. Let's get into it, though. We talking about Lil Durk first, man. We breaking down everything on Lil Durk. We breaking down everything on Lil Durk today. All right. That's all we doing, man.
Real Mod Squad shit. Whole lot of Mod Squad shit. Shout out Trenches News, nigga. Shout out MC. Shout out Made Media. Shout out Spunk. Shout out Queen. Shout out B. Shout out Nene. Make us a song. I hit YouTube, found a beat, nice song, and see you can go to her for the latest news, like who told on who and who gave who the blues. Can't forget Queen Lotus, that's 126. Shorty smart as hell on how you thinking about shit. Now let's get on the easy on the down south shit. Shorty real as hell, she gon' tell you about your shit. And she dropping videos, go subscribe to her shit. Sparks got the visuals of 99%. Made media out west here. Film mode, nigga. Get that nigga bring a chick. I bet that page fake a real shit. Shorty gon' check. She gon' come back to the chat. Wipe his nosy out the chat. Can't forget Uncle Swipe and still be to you niggas. You can call them Swipe, but you wouldn't know whatever say you. And to the ones that left, we ain't worried about shit. But make sure you like the video before you dip.
Smash that like button, y'all. Smash that like button, man.
my squad shit, yeah. Real my squad shit, yeah. Real my squad shit, yeah. Make sure you like the video before you dip.
No, fuck that like button.
Real my squad shit, yeah. My
I'm back. I'm back. We talking about Durkio, man. We talking about Mustafa, man, also known as Blood, also known as Dirk, also known as Slime Wiper, also known as Young Thugs, married to Young Thug, also known as hey no, but for real though, the paperwork came out with Lil Durk. His lawyers, let's just be honest, man. His lawyers ain't shit, man. Lil Durk, if he want to come home, for the people who want Lil Durk to come home, if he really want to come home, Lil Durk gotta get a real fucking murder for hire lawyer, bro. Hey, look, just let me explain this to y'all. Now, everybody talking about he beat Young Boy. Hey, look, Young Boy didn't have a murder for hire with the feds. Anybody could cop out for 2 years for a fucking gun charge, bro. Like for real. Just think about it. And some of these guys don't even need lawyers, bro. You could take 5 years on your own for a gun. You don't need no goddamn lawyer to do that. The feds gonna come and make a deal with you anyway. The lawyer, you just paying them. So Lil Durk lawyer keep on bringing up these lyrics, man. He keep on bringing up lyrics. Oh, it should get thrown out because these lyrics. Hey, look, just let me tell y'all something. If they was to take out the lyrics, Lil Durk still done. It don't take away the fact that they got text messages with Lil Durk saying before they flew from Chicago, don't involve nothing with my name. Hey, look, it can mean whatever to you. But to them white people, that means you telling them that you know about the murder for hire, that you trying to keep it out your name. Hey, look, we just got to keep it real with ourselves, man. Like, I know a lot of people want Lil Durk to come home, but my channel ain't going to be the channel that's going to feed you some bullshit. And then when he don't come home, I'm going to make up another story and say, oh, man, the feds was biased. Hey, we haven't seen nobody be the murder for hire. We haven't. Anybody on here seen somebody be the murder for hire with the feds? Not Young Thug case, not Boosie case, because there wasn't feds. Boosie case wasn't feds. Boosie was with the state. If Boosie case was with the feds, the FBI had that little dude saying that Boosie had hired him. Boosie has to be in jail right now with a needle in his arm. You see what I'm saying? So we gonna get into the Lil Durk murder for hire, and we gonna talk about both murder for hires, and I'm gonna explain to y'all how both of them coincide with each other. All right, because I see people with their titles on there that Lil Durk his case dismissed. They denied Lil Durk. His case ain't get dismissed. His lawyer asked for it to be dismissed, and they said no. The government said no, they denied it. So, you could put in a lot of paperwork. We seen O Block put in a lot of paperwork. We seen a lot of people putting in a lot of paperwork, bro. That don't mean you gonna get out because your lawyer put in some paperwork, you know. But hold on, let me get this. Let me pull this up first. So we can get a clear vision of what Lil Durk facing. Hey, now with a murder for hire, right? Murder for hire, only thing you have to prove is that you where. That's all you got to prove. They ain't got to prove that. They ain't got to prove nothing that Lil Durk was aware of it. And they got text messages on what the fuck going on, bro?
Durk Banks was arrested in Florida by the U.S. Marshal Service. The 32-year-old's arrest. And rapper Lil Durk has been arrested and charged with a murder for hire plot. The Chicago native, whose real name is Durk Banks, was arrested in Florida by the U.S. Marshal Service. The 32-year-old's arrest comes as 5 other people in Chicago were arrested in connection with the investigation. According to the complaint, Banks and his co-conspirators allegedly worked together to, quote, track, stalk, and attempt to murder a target at a Los Angeles gas station, firing at least 18 rounds into the person's vehicle, striking and killing a passenger in the car. Banks made his first court appearance this afternoon in Miami. Banks' lawyer asked for privacy after leaving court, telling ABC, quote, "We will not be commenting at this time." I want to bring in ABC News contributor and Sirius XM radio host Mike Muse, and ABC News contributor and criminal defense attorney Shauna Lloyd for more on all of this. And Shauna, I want to start with you on this. The charges against these men include conspiracy to commit murder for hire and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in a death. The most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. So, I mean, I know it's early, but how do you see this playing out?
You know, Alex, this is a very serious charge. Conspiracy is one of those charges that all it takes is voluntary knowledge. So as long as you had any conversation with 2 or more about something, a plan to further this plot for hire, and it resulted in a death, you are looking at those either life imprisonment and up to the death penalty.
Did everybody just hear what that lady just said, right? Everybody just heard what she said, right? So if one or more person knows about the what's going on and what's finna happen, you fucked. All right. So we're gonna keep it going.
So it does not take a lot to be convicted of conspiracy charges. Now, they do have to show that he was voluntarily a part of this conspiracy, and they're going to have to show that he knew what the end goal of the conspiracy is. And so that's the burden. But conspiracy does not take as much as other charges. So this is a very serious crime.
Mike, you know, one of the things that strikes me about this is Durk has long touted himself as the voice, especially from Chicago. He's noted his connection to the trenches, but also he's had a kind of a stellar 2024, appearing on some hit TV shows and new music on the way. He just celebrated a birthday, so I'm curious. I mean, how is the music and entertainment world processing this news? I mean, that had to be a huge shock.
Yeah, it was very much a huge shock, and particularly coming off the Grammys when he had the song "All My Life" with J. Cole, which is pretty much
groups. These groups that are with each other, joined by to Forbes magazine. It's Lil Durk. 5 other people have been arrested and brought to federal court. Earlier Thursday, meaning yesterday, 5 men, was it October 29th? Yeah, so this was just 2 days ago. 5 men who the prosecutors alleged have ties to Lil Durk's Only the Family rap collective and were co-conspirators in the 2022 murder for hire plot were also arrested in Chicago and appeared at the Dirksen U.S. courthouse, and the Chicago Tribune reported. So here's what they did. They tied Lil Durk's credit cards to the flights that these guys... That didn't happen?
No. I'm just saying how stupid that is.
Hey, for all y'all who talking about the lyrics and shit, hey, look, throw them lyrics out the window. Did you just hear what he said? You just heard what he said, right? And then we're gonna go over the paperwork. But did you just hear what he said? Hey, look, why ain't Lil Durk lawyer telling them that those one Lil Durk credit cards or that's one Lil Durk phone number? That's when I get excited that Lil Durk coming home. If his lawyer could come out and be like, "Oh, that ain't them phone numbers, ain't Lil Durk's," or something like that. You talking about some rap lyrics? You think the feds came for some rap lyrics? Y'all gotta be crazy, man. Some of y'all just gotta be crazy, bro. Like, if you think the feds indicted, he got indicted for some rap lyrics, is you crazy? Some rap lyrics? No, the rap lyrics just to get the family paid, bro, saying that he monetized off of it. That's all. That's just to get the family paid. Oh yeah, and he monetized off the lyrics off the Go song and all that. That's all that's for. It's for the family when the family filed a lawsuit. You know, that don't mean shit to the Fed, no lyrics. That's just extra shit, bro. They get down to the nitty gritty, bro. They got wiretaps, they got jam, they got number 4, they got number 5. We forgot about all the conspiracies they got. It's 3 people that ain't in jail right now that went on that hit. It's 3 people that ain't in jail right now that went on that hit.
So they tied Lil Durk's credit cards to the flights that these guys took to go kill Quando Rondo and whoever else was in his wake. How dumb do you have to be? I mean, why don't you go get a gift card or just get some cash and give them some? I mean, I'm not trying to tell you how to commit a conspiracy case, but fucking A, how dumb do you have to be?
And one thing I'd like you to add is like, how long was this predictable down the pipe? You know what I mean? I think since we started covering Lil Durk, you had a little insights here and there from.
And let me just tell you this. This was not unpredictable. An affidavit filed in federal court based on the testimony of FBI agent Sarah Cochran states Lil Durk had placed a bounty on Quando Rondo's life, citing unnamed witnesses, and that flight tickets purchased to carry out the murder were made with credit cards linked to Lil Durk and the family, OTAF. The plot was hatched as a retaliation for the 2020 murder of Lil Durk's colleague and friend, rapper King Von, according to the affidavit. Lil Durk attempted to flee the United States. Why is that important? Well, risk of flight and danger to the public. Those are 2 things that you look at for bail. Think he's getting out? Fuck no. Why not? Because he tried to flee the United States prior to his arrest.
Hey, that's another thing, y'all. They ain't gonna let Lil Durk out because they know if they let Lil Durk out on house arrest, Lil Durk is gonna try to get funneled through to another country, bro. They already know this shit. They already know if they let Lil Durk out, he gone, bro. Lil Durk know if he would have known what he known now, he would have ran, bro. He would have been in Dubai right now. If he would have listened to his conscience and said, I'm fucked, he would have been in Dubai. They ain't letting him out, bro. They ain't letting him out, bro. This shit serious, bro. This ain't Cook County Jail. This ain't Chicago police. This ain't none of that shit. This is the federal government, all the states against one motherfucker. Durk versus the United States of America, man.
According to the U.S. District Attorney's Office and the affidavit, which states he had 3 flights booked to Italy, Switzerland, and Dubai.
All of which have.
Yeah, they all have extradition treaties, but who cares? He didn't board any of the flights. Lil Durk is expected to be arraigned in Los Angeles in federal court in the coming weeks, and the court said in a statement. So, when you really look at these guys, first let's talk about what this case is about. Let's take a look at a WJCL News.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and
so we reacted to this about the time that this happened.
Fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car.
Hey, this another thing, right? Lil Durk and them lawyer argument, right, about the lyrics. Oh man, he wasn't monetizing. Man, you got that news clip. It don't matter who put that news clip up in there. He got a news clip with Quando Rondo saying no or whatever the fuck he said. It's in Durk's song. So that's monetizing off somebody, bro. Like you monetizing. You took his voice off the news, bro, and put it in your song, bro. You monetizing off they death. You monetizing off a crime, bro. Hey, look, a lot of people who commit crimes, they uneducated. They don't know what's the statute of the crime. They don't know what the crime carry or none of that. They just commit a crime without knowing what it carries or anything. And that's a lot of people. And then they expect lawyers. A lawyer is a good thing, but some of them lawyers, a lot of them, they just taking people money, bro. They just taking people money. Like, they ain't like Johnny Cochran and them where they walking out the courtroom with you. They telling you, you want to take this 10 years? And then people say, oh, he beat my case. He ain't beat shit. You had to go and do 10 years. Beating the case is when you walk out the courtroom. That's what beating the case is. Not no goddamn it, you got 5 years and a lawyer here, expert now. You could have got them years your damn self.
Quando Rondo screaming because it's his cousin that's laying there dead.
Rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening.
All over what? All over what? There's nothing that could justify this. I mean, granted, it's to avenge a killing, but these beefs start over nothing, and then they just go on and on and on. And where does it end?
Do you mind?
PD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. 3 people in one car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back.
Can I get some space, please?
It ended at Santa Monica Boulevard. Deputies found it peppered with bullet holes and a shattered window. One man inside, a member.
Hey, please don't tell me who beat no case if it wasn't no fucking federal case and you fighting for your life. Don't tell me that. We're going to start blocking motherfuckers on everything. Don't tell me who beat no case unless it's federal. That's what we talking about. We talking about Lil Durk and the feds. We ain't talking about Lil Durk in the state of Louisiana or the state of New York or the state of California. We talking about the feds. So don't keep on coming on here talking about no Boosie or no fucking Young Thug case or none of that. Them wasn't the feds. If they was the feds, they wouldn't. Woody would be in jail right now if it was the feds. On some real shit. They don't play that shit. You saying you don't recall. Oh, you don't recall? It go 50 years. On everything, bro. You ain't gonna tell the feds that you don't recall. On some real shit. That's how you know it's a state case.
Of Rondo's entourage had been shot. The 23-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died. A scene left with remnants of the fight, shoes left in the street, doors.
Just stupid. I mean, guys, you're successful. You're driving an Escalade. I mean, you got money. You've got everything you need to be successful. But if the Grammys ain't going to change you, I don't know what will.
Do you mind if I add a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. So, and obviously after this, after Vaughn, after everything, so the initial beef started between him and Young Boy, and then all of these people are tangential to Young Boy, like Quando Rondo, these Baton Rouge sort of affiliates, Lil Tim, and stuff like that. It all happened over a girl, over India, his girl. And then ex post, like all these events that had happened after King Von dying, all the fan bases, when are you going to slide for Von? When are you going to slide for Von? You know? And it's like, for him to have that compulsory instinct to just execute something like this, regardless of what consequences might come down the pipe, I don't know, I think is absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, like, even with Young Boy, it's like he's not a stranger to this. I mean, like, he had a sweetheart deal, and what does he do?
It absolutely floors me. So Quando's response after this, and this is a good message, actually. We didn't get into the music industry to make it just to stay caught up in this street shit. We all have families and communities counting on us. True. It's time to leave that all behind. We've already lost so much, and it's so heavy on my heart to forgive anyone I had issues with in the past. It's all love from me, praying for everyone. Life goes on. You know, that is the first positive message I've seen in a long, long time. There was somebody else that came out after he got out of prison. I can't remember what the name of the guy was, but he came out with another rapper, came out with a good message. Dudes, you guys got to stop. You got to stop this killing. I mean, we're going to play this little clip here.
Yeah, there's a couple of different music clips after.
Bitch, I'm a D-boy, do it for T-Roy. I'm on you forever, that just wrote the V-Roy. I'm with the killers forever, the trenches just in me, the Grammys can't.
Killers in the trenches, The Grammys ain't going to change me for nothing. But you know what will? Federal prison for the rest of your natural life. You're going to get life without parole.
Oh, could you explain like a murder for hire plot if he's like a principal in that? So
on a murder if it's a conspiracy case basically.
Yeah.
And conspiracy to commit murder is basically an agreement between two or more people and an act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Purchasing of the airline tickets is an act in furtherance of the conspiracy, taking a substantial step, getting people out there and then having them do what they did.
Hey, I love Bruce Rivers. Did y'all just hear what he said? Hey, look, by Lil Durk cars being used to fly them out. They used his car, right? He part of that shit. Him and Vonnie on the same plane. You paid for Vonnie to get to California to pass out the guns, the ski masks, and everything else. They say OTF Vonnie passed out because he rode on the plane with Lil Durk. Hey, if Lil Durk wouldn't have put him on that plane, how would he got there? That's what they gonna say. That's what the jury gonna say. If Lil Durk wouldn't have took him on that plane with Lil Durk, he would have had to go on his own. But Lil Durk put him on a private jet with him to fly to California, man. And then this man separate from you and then go and do this bullshit. Like, it's crazy, bro. Hey, look, when you talk about murder for hire, bro, y'all got to do y'all homework, man. If y'all think he coming home, bro, you got to do it, bro. It's so many ways that the feds could say Lil Durk tied into this shit that is pathetic, bro. And then the jury, you remember the jury ain't criminals. We criminals. We think like criminals. The jury, they sober, bro. These working people, bro. They're going to find you guilty, man. They're going to find you guilty. It's 100 ways he can get found guilty.
Murder is basically an agreement between two or more people and an act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Purchasing of the airline tickets is an act in furtherance of the conspiracy, taking a substantial step, getting people out there and then having them do what they did. You're just as guilty of that crime as though you pulled the trigger yourself.
especially that he's orchestrating everything.
I like the bitches who let me just offer them cash. Only time I'm going to switch is with a Glock with a motherfucking button. Do you think they're going to try to use this in his trial? Maybe. I don't know.
Folks, see.
I done turn rappers to killers and bosses. I mean, I think this is going to be, you might think it's art, but it certainly is self-snitching, if you ask me.
That's what I put up.
So here's a direct song where Durk go no auto, whatever that means. Let's listen to his words because this is him talking specifically about the LA shooting. Why you bring your cousin around? You know he's a rat. And we got one or two more here. So this is at Lil Durk's 30th birthday, telling him to make a wish.
Hey, Smirk, make your wish, gang.
He said it already happened. What does he mean by that?
Oh, fuck.
Dog.
Hey, y'all be mad at Trenches News, man. But a real nigga would have been cut off the camera. That video when he got out, a Durk saying that he got to give back for his brother, for his birthday gift. Like it never supposed to get out. But when you got flunkies who laughing and shit, just like the video with Boonamo and them. I did it. What type of millionaire's gonna play like that? I'm waiting on y'all in the comments. I'm talking to y'all. What type of person who a millionaire gonna even play like that? I did it. This money will knock you out your shoes. Like what, man? A broke nigga do that shit. That's broke activity, bro. Niggas on the internet talking about hats and bragging about hats and shit, they broke. I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it. You think the feds ain't gonna look and you got money in your hand talking about you kill somebody? Like, bro, it's crazy, bro. And then his homies them ain't even real enough to tell a nigga like, bro, you too far up to be even talking about some gang shit. You hear me? You rapping about shit he ain't even did, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. In that song Rumors, I think Gucci was sneak dissing Durk. I think not sneak dissing him. I think he was talking to Durk though. Cause what he said in that song, bro, Durk going through it, bro. He kept on rapping about it, but he what he say? Rapping about the shootings. He ain't doing the shootings, but keep rapping in his music. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. The feds gonna take your lyrics, build a case, and try to use it. You hear me? Everything Gucci said. Go back and listen to Rumors, man. Lil Durk man wasn't listening, man. Gucci was trying to tell him, man, the feds ain't playing, brother. He was trying to tell them niggas, man. They thought Gucci was just rapping all this goo-wop. No, Gucci was spitting game on that shit.
In that instance, he said that was his 30th birthday. He's like, make your wish. And you remember that was such a calculated hit on the Gold Coast, right outside of Dolce and Gabbana. 2 cars pull up. FBG Ducks, he had a aftermarket extended magazine. It jammed, and 2 cars pull up. 4 guys get out, all with some with Draco, some with whatever. It was a hit. It was an assassination attempt.
So where are we at? So that's what we got going on here with Lil Durk and all this crap. He's not being. This has nothing to do with FBG Duck's murder. But I wouldn't be surprised if people start talking. You got 5 people who are going to be in custody now. Guess what? The youngest, the littlest one, the most scared is going to talk. And guess what they do? They snitch.
There's one more I was trying to find. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay, here. There you go. This is a short, so it's obviously.
Going to. And it's just self-snitching. And that's what we started this whole thing about, self-snitching. I just can't believe some of the dumb shit that they say and the dumb shit that they do. So
and the one little tidbit I'd like you to add is that even though he's not indicted now with the Duck stuff, they're patient. This is a federal case. The feds are patient. The MUWAP and all those people that were indicted, you know.
So people have patterns and histories. First of all, there is no time limit, statute of limitations on murder. So the feds are patient. They are patient. And so are homicide detectives. You got 5 people who, along with Lil Durk, got hauled into custody. And you think they're going to sit around and protect his ass? No, they're not. I guarantee you they're not. And not all of them anyway. And it won't take long before somebody cracks on the FBG Duck stuff. Because if, in fact, Lil Durk was responsible in any way for aiding, advising, counseling, conspiring, or otherwise procuring the homicide of FBG Duck, he's on the hook for the whole thing. And it seems to match, because remember, that was on the Gold Coast, and there were these young guys that were hired, and you know that case is still pending. And if you remember, in that case, all the guys in that case.
All right, y'all. Now, I want to take y'all on the trip real quick. We finna go to the Marley and AJ murder for hire. That's where we going. Let me see. Now he ain't charged with this yet, but they plan. Chicago rapper him and everything. Hold on.
Chicago rapper. A Grammy Award-winning rapper accused A superseding indictment, extradition to California.
New for us here at and
Chicago rapper Lil Durk could be linked to a second murder for hire plot. And Chicago rapper Lil Durk could be linked to a second murder for hire plot, this time in Chicago. It has to do with the murder outside the Youth Peace Center of Roseland. It was back in 2022. Police released images of the gunman who shot and killed Stephen Mack. Prosecutors say Mack was gunned down outside the Youth Peace Center. The FBI linked the two men charged with Mack's murder to Durk, they say, using text and
Hey, Lil Durk in trouble, man. You hear me? And then look, they ain't talking about no lyrics. They said straight up, he used text messages. And I finna show y'all something else. I finna go to Twitter and show y'all something after this. The paperwork with Shorty right here with the ring around him. You got Lil Durk with the red around him. You got AJ. AJ went to jail after the murder for hire, 4 months after the murder for hire, or some months after the murder for hire. He went to jail. He got sentenced to Illinois Department of Corrections. He went in jail, and the feds put a cellie in his room. Probably one of the BDs who know him, somebody who know him, because they ain't just gonna put Willie Lump in your cell. It got to be somebody who know him. They put the informant in his cell with him, and he told the guy everything. He told them how it came about, how they got up on Stefan Mack, how they knew the money was out for him. He told everything. He even told who paid him on the wire. Man, Lil Durk fuck, man. He fucked, bro.
confidential informants. The feds believe this murder was revenge for the death of Lil Durk's brother. But to be clear, Lil Durk has not been charged in connection with Mack's murder.
Hey, before we go here, I gotta go one more place.
No one does you like you. A true original. It may be that one and only laugh of yours. That face you make. Yes, that's the one. Or the way you...
CH1 has reported that Lil Durk was and is still offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that is killed. Shooter A fled eastbound away from...
Hold on now. Hey, I need y'all to smash that like button. I need y'all to subscribe to the channel. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hey, look, I like when it gets straight to the point for y'all. I don't want nobody. I ain't gonna mislead you on no motherfucking case. Like, if I think Lil Durk could come home, I tell you, Smirk coming home, bro. They ain't got shit. They lying. But he tied into too much shit. Now, this the second murder. This the first murder for hire. This before Quando Rondo hit. This was the first one. This in retaliation of D-Thing getting killed. I got the paperwork. The paperwork just came out to this. And after we watch this, we're going to read the paperwork to this.
CH1 has reported that Lil Durk was and is still offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that is killed. Shooter A fled eastbound away from YPC. As he did so, the ring footage captured Shooter A yelling something to the effect of, "Marley, yo, come on, Marley, you killed someone and you're..."
Hey, bro. Hey, it ain't hearsay, man. If the shooter, if the killer telling details of what happened that the feds didn't put out or the CPD didn't put out, because they ain't put out nothing. They never put out nothing on the news except that it was a killing at the youth center. They never put out no information. So if he get on a wire and say, yeah, I ran this way and I ran this way, and what's the name pick me up, nigga, that's facts. That ain't no hearsay. Y'all make every excuse, man, for your favorite rapper, man. I know though. But Trenches News gonna keep it 1,000 with you. If he could get out, I will tell you. Lil Durk ain't coming from under these two, man. He ain't.
Or screaming names out loud to your friend, uses the nickname JB Marley, which is the same name Shooter A yelled out minutes after the murder of Mack, as depicted on the ring camera footage. I can't believe how stupid some people are that murder people. Powell Montgomery, did Durk gave you that money? They named Durk after killing someone 2 weeks prior. Lil Durk has now been linked to another murder for hire. This is about the murder of Stefan Mack from January of 2022. The feds are saying this was in response of Lil Durk's brother being killed. So just like they're alleging he slid for King Von, they're saying he slid for his brother as well. This ain't looking good, boys. I'm going to read it all. It's a lot. Hit subscribe. Here we go, boys. First thing we got here is one of Durk's co-defendants, Kayvon London Grant's protective order request. I'm pretty sure people are already just saying this guy's snitching then. I don't know if it's true though. The government represents that based on its understanding of the discovery in this case, a protective order is necessary in this case. Based on the allegations in the first superseding indictment and the government's understanding of discovery in this case, the government alleges that there are significant safety concerns regarding disclosure of names and personal identifying information of victims, witnesses, and defendants themselves in this matter. Protect the privacy of the owners of the digital devices, including witnesses. Their digital data should not be provided to defendants other than for review in the presence of a member of the defense team. Audio/video recordings, written summaries of statements, and transcripts of statements made by witnesses to and victims of violent events, including murder. Such documents and recordings often contain personal identifying information of protected witnesses, and the unrestricted release of such items would endanger the safety of those individuals. It sounds like they're trying to hide the identity of statements. Right? That's basically what this is. Audio/video recordings, written summaries of statements, and transcripts of any statements made by defendants to law enforcement. This is not looking good. This guy might be snitching. I don't know, though. Such documents or recording will reveal if any defendants have spoken to law enforcement at any time and will endanger those defendants' safety. So filing this in general endanger safety, in my opinion, right? Surveillance video of the violent events to protect the legitimate privacy interests of the victims and prevent the use of such items for intimidation purposes. These should not be provided to defense other than for review in the presence of a member of a defense team. Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 16D1 provides that at any time the court may, for good cause, deny, restrict, or defer discovery or inspection or grant other appropriate relief. Is appropriate where there is a reason to believe that a witness would be subject to physical or economic harm if his identity is revealed. The purpose of the protective order is to allow the government to comply with its discovery obligations while protecting the sensitive information from unauthorized dissemination and provide.
When you're in Illinois, a day at the museum is always a field day. Who is the star of the show?
Provide the defense with sufficient information to adequately represent defendant. Here's the court's response to protective order regarding discovery containing personal identifying information, medical information, Privacy Act information, and protected witness materials. The court is ready and consider the government's motion. So why else would the United States Attorney be filing this for you if you weren't snitching? Trying to hide statements and shit. Clearly, bro might be snitching, right? A protective order for the discovery is necessary so that the government can produce to the defense materials regarding protected witnesses and or whose safety may be endangered by disclosure of identifying information. They're snitches, boys. I mean, we've known they're snitches, but this is just not good. Protective order for discovery is also necessary so the government can produce to defense materials containing third parties, PII, and medical information. An order is also necessary because the government intends to produce to defense materials that may contain information within the scope of Privacy Act. Protected witness materials includes any information related to any protected witness's prior history of assistance with law enforcement, prior criminal history, statements, or any other information that could be used to identify a protected witness, such as name, image, address, date of birth. Defense may only review other confidential information only in the presence of a member of a defense team who shall ensure that defense are never left alone with such materials. Defense must return such materials to the defense team at the end of the meeting. Defense may not take any such materials out of the room. They can still remember everything they read and then tell people. Here's Durk's memorandum in support of his request for pretrial release. Mr. Banks, a devoted husband, father, and son, as well as an internationally renowned musician and recording artist, should be granted pretrial release on reasonable conditions, but including the following: a bond secured partially or in full by $2.3 million in equity in 2 homes in Georgia. Okay, that's a good start. $2.3 million. Remember, Diddy put up $50 million or something, right? Did he do something crazy like that? $1 million in cash tendered by Sony Music. Okay, the record label dishing out some cash. Home detention with electronic monitoring, around-the-clock security services ensuring compliance with all conditions imposed by this court, additional third-party sureties and guarantors to satisfy a bond amount that court determines to be reasonable. So they're saying they'll put up even more cash if the court wants them to. This ain't happening though. Promise you now. 100% not happening. And that's not even me being negative. That's just me being realistic. This is a Fed case. It's not happening. So here's the application for search warrant from 2023, right? For the other murder. I'm a special agent with FBI. I'm currently assigned to FBI's Chicago Homicide Task Force. This affidavit is made in support of an application for a search warrant for information associated with certain cell phone numbers. And they have the numbers right here. Subject phone 3, subject phone 4, 5. The FBI is investigating allegations that Anthony Montgomery, also known as Anthony Montgomery Wilson, and Preston Powell used facilities of interstate commerce with the intent that a murder for hire be committed in violation of Title 18, United States Code Sections 1958 and 2, that Montgomery, Powell, and others conspired to use facilities of interstate commerce with the intent that a murder for hire be committed. Specifically, the FBI is investigating the allegations that Montgomery and Powell murdered Stefan Mack on January 27, 2022. Mack was shot and killed by two assailants while leaving the Youth Peace Center of Roseland. Two assailants exited from a parked stolen car and began firing at Mack as Mack walked across the parking lot. As the two assailants were driving the parking lot, Powell, using subject phone 3, exchanged several phone calls with the user on subject phone 4. Law enforcement believes that subject phone 4 is typically used by co-conspirator A, but for reasons set forth below, may have been used by co-conspirator B. Co-conspirator B and A are brothers at the time of the exchange of calls between subject phone 3 and 4. The two assailants abandoned the stolen car at the scene in the parking lot after having murdered Mack. I believe that Powell and Montgomery were the two assailants. After the murder, Montgomery left his cell phone. Subject phone 1 was Montgomery's phone. Inside the stolen vehicle, he left his phone. No way, that's got to be a burner phone, right? There's no way he left his personal cell phone in the stolen car, right? Please tell me this man did not leave his personal phone in the car. Powell called Montgomery 3 times on subject phone 1 from subject phone 3 minutes after the shooting because they split up on foot in different directions. Powell was unlikely aware that Montgomery left his phone inside the vehicle. 34 minutes after Mack was murdered, Montgomery's girlfriend, the listed subscriber for subject phone 1, wait, hold on. So this guy's cooked. He really did leave a personal cell phone in the car that was linked to his girlfriend. This guy's cooked. What was he thinking? Called AT&T to report subject 1 as a stolen phone. Oh my God, this guy ran to his girlfriend's house, realized he left the phone there in the car, and told her to report it stolen, right? That's what this means. Approximately 3 minutes before contacting AT&T to report the phone stolen, Montgomery's girlfriend was contacted by subject phone 5. Okay, so someone called her before she reported it. 5 days after he abandoned subject phone 1 in the car, he obtained a new cell phone, subject phone 2. Montgomery used subject phone 2 to communicate with Powell, using what I believe is coded language to discuss when Montgomery was going to receive the payment for having murdered Mack. Oh no. Please tell me they don't name Durk in this. In February 22, law enforcement seized subject phone 2 from Montgomery and sent to his arrest in an unrelated case. There's probable cause to believe that the location of subject phone 1 and subject phone 3 and subject phone 4 at the time of the murder will lead to evidence of the subject offenses, and that location of subject 5 in the period of time after the murder will lead to evidence of subject offenses. Because this affidavit is being submitted for the limited purpose of search warrant, I've not included each and every fact known to me concerning this investigation. I've set forth facts I believe are sufficient to establish probable cause to search the information. Bro's like, I'm withholding evidence. I ain't giving y'all everything I got on y'all. These boys might be cooked. Bro left his fucking phone in the car after killing someone. How brain dead. Background: the Smashville Gangster Disciples and the Mike City Black Disciples. They spoke with Chicago Police Department to help with all this. Gangster Disciples are commonly referred to as GDs. So majority of people watching this already know the backstory about a lot of this, and Black Disciples are commonly referred to as BDs. According to Smashville Member 1, the Smashville GD control territory in the vicinity of 83rd and 87th Street and Ashland Avenue to Damon Avenue. Smashville GDs have been in a deadly conflict with neighboring Killa Ward GDs and other neighboring gangs that operate and commit violence in the city of Chicago, including neighboring sets of the Black Disciples. Ballistics report revealed that a firearm recovered from a known Smashville member matched shell casings recovered from Mike City Black Disciple territory in Chicago on or about December 24th, 2016. These motherfuckers don't chill on Christmas Eve. CH1, Mike City, is a faction of Black Disciples that controls territory and operates in the area of South 85th Street and South 87th Street. Background on the victim, Stefan Mack. According to Smashville Member 2, at the time of his death, Mack was suspected leader of Smashville GDs. Wow, bro was a leader? That's crazy. So Stefan Mack had a previous case. He was sentenced to 24 months imprisonment, followed by a 3-year term of supervised release in December 2019. In October 2020, he violated his supervised release. He was arrested, sentenced to 11 months, released back on September 3rd, 2021. Mack was enrolled as YPC participant at the time of his death on January 27th. YPC is a nonprofit organization offering youth-related workshops that mentor teens and teach youth the skills necessary to avoid conflict and violence. They murdered this guy outside of that place, bro. That is so fucked. That's really sad, actually. Someone had to have given them information he was going to this place. Montgomery is a Mike City Black Disciple from Southside Chicago. Montgomery, circled in red on the left, has been pictured with recording artist Lil Durk, circled in red on the right, who is also a Black Disciple from Southside Chicago. So there's Montgomery and there's Durk. According to CH1, the leader.
Hey, I just want to ask somebody who's smart, man. What's the chances of a nigga killing somebody and then everybody showing up in a picture with you after the murder? Same thing that happened with O Block with Muwap them. Same thing happened with Quando Rondo, the killers with Durk them all of a sudden now. Niggas we ain't never seen hang with Lil Durk with him all of a sudden, bro. And you think that the law enforcement stupid about that shit? You gotta be crazy, man. Hey, look, you can watch a person for 10 years and then you can notice when a new person like, damn, who is dude? He ain't even got to be in your circle, but you can know like, damn, they got somebody new with them. You know, this guy ain't never been around Durk them until the murder happened, and now he around them. And he in the paperwork asking about Lil Durk. Just think about it. He in his paperwork, he on the cell phone asking when Durk gonna bring the money. And then he end up at $1 million worth of game and in a picture with Lil Durk. What's the chances of that shit happening? Like, it's crazy, bro.
Of Mike City. So this CH1 is clearly a snitch, right? CH1 is an FBI confidential human source with an extensive knowledge of gang activity on the south side of Chicago. CH1 has worked with the FBI for over 5 years and has been paid approximately $12 grand. What? CH1 has provided accurate and reliable information on numerous violent acts conducted by gang members. It has been verified by law enforcement and has been used to prosecute individuals in Northern District of Illinois. CH1 is a former gang member, has one misdemeanor carry possessed firearm conviction. So CH1 is the snitches of all snitches. Holy fuck. According to CH1, the leader of Mike City has ties to rapper Lil Durk and has been in rap videos with Lil Durk. Why they blurring him in the music video? Like, people can't just go look it up in the music video and find his face. Powell has spent time living at South Carpenter Street, which is located in Mike City, BD territory. Powell was a victim of simple battery that occurred April 27, 2010. Holy fuck. Powell was a victim of simple battery that occurred on September 7, 2011. According to CH1, Risky Road is located in the area of Redacted East 104th Street and is made up of 4 corner hustlers and other groups. According to CH1, Risky Road is ties to other sets due to ranking members of each having historical relationships. Background on Lil Durk, oh boy. Famous rapper from Southside Chicago. According to CH1, conversation with CPD gang officers who are familiar with Black Disciples, social media postings, public source research, and a review of Lil Durk's lyrics. Lil Durk is a member of Lamron, faction of Black Disciples. According to CPD records, Lil Durk's brother, Dante Banks Jr., aka D-Thang, was shot and killed outside a nightclub in Harvey, Illinois in June 2021. So they're saying this was in retaliation. CH1 has reported that Lil Durk was and is still offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that is killed. Holy shit. CH1 just telling the feds everything, boys. CH1 has also indicated that D-Tang was killed by members of Dump Street. Dump Street is a GD faction of the south side of Chicago. Dump Street member Individual A was a close associate of Mac. Oh. Individual A is currently in pretrial custody for allegedly having committed a double murder that took place in Country Club Hills, Illinois. So this guy's already in jail for another murder. Mac arrived at YPC at approximately 12:07 p.m. on January 27, 2022. At approximately 2:22 p.m., while Mac was still inside YPC, a 2014 black Chrysler sedan with tinted windows carrying the shooters drove into YPC's parking lot. The Chrysler was initially parked on the east side of the parking lot facing YPC. At 2:25, Chrysler moved to the west side of the lot facing eastward. The shooters remained in the Chrysler for approximately 40 minutes. These boys were in the car for 40 minutes, lurking, waiting in the shadows. There they are right there. Those windows are tinted as fuck. Mac exited YPC and began walking across the parking lot at 2:59. As he walked toward his car, 2 masked individuals emerged from the Chrysler, one from the driver's side door, shooter A, and the other from the front passenger side door, shooter B. They began shooting at Mac, who fled eastbound away from the shooters. Concerning Mac's autopsy and the record of evidence at the crime scene, shooter A pursued Mac on foot and shot him to death with a Ruger AR-556 rifle. Ran up on him with a rifle, man. Ring camera footage in an alleyway. After killing Mac, shooter A fled eastbound away from YPC. As he did so, the ring footage captured shooter A yelling something to the effect of, "Marley, yo, come on, Marley." You killed someone and you're screaming names out loud to your friend. Is that someone's name? Don't tell me shooter B's name is Marley and he was calling for him. A Ruger AR-556, bearing serial number, blah, 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 was recovered in the backyard of a vacant residence. Rode through the AR in someone's backyard, only 0.1 miles east. Not even that far. Literally right down the damn street, bro. You got to do better than that, disposing of a murder weapon, bro. FBI is awaiting analysis to determine whether if there was a rifle to use to shoot and kill Mac. The Ruger AR-556 rifle was purchased by individual B at a federal firearms license located in Atlanta on October 1st, 2020. Wait, what? Shooter B purchased the weapon? It's not a stolen weapon? Why would they kill someone with that? What were these boys thinking? Information provided by victim 1, who was YPC's security guard, stepped outside the parking lot and was shot in the left leg by shooter B. After shooting victim 1, shooter B fled westbound on YPC on foot. The shooters abandoned the Chrysler in the parking lot with one of their fucking phones in the car. Like idiots, dude. There's shooter B running. I believe Montgomery is shooter A. Chrysler was reported stolen on January 20th. 7 days before. They found his fucking phone in the front seat of the car. Oh my God, just sitting right there, right in the center console. And look how dirty this fucking car is. Information provided by Apple. Subject phone 1 belongs to Montgomery with the email address and everything, bro. There's DNA match between biological material recovered from subject phone 1 and Montgomery. This guy's cooked, bro. Member subject phone 5 placed a call to individual C's phone. 3 minutes later, approximately 3:45, 45 minutes after the Mac was murdered, individual C contacted AT&T using cell phone number blah 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 and reported subject phone stolen. Individual C, is that the girlfriend that was reporting the phone stolen, right? From earlier? Or am I tripping? Law enforcement interviewed individual C. Oh no. Identified herself as Montgomery's girlfriend. Okay, I wasn't tripping. Verified her phone number and had been her telephone number for years. She related that AJ, a nickname for Montgomery, is a criminal and a felon. She related that she knows AJ has been convicted of a felony before unlawful use of a weapons. She's never been present for any of Montgomery's arrests. And they have her on camera walking into a Walgreens and then walking out and going into the stolen vehicle. Clearly she was with her boyfriend who was driving it, the stolen vehicle of a car that murdered someone. These people are fucking cooked. Identified herself as the woman in surveillance footage from Walgreens and Jimmy's Burgers. Individual C said that individual X drove individual C to Walgreens and Jimmy Burgers. They found her Facebook. Shows a picture of her with Montgomery. Preston Powell is shooter B, he believes. Plastic cup with rising grind written on it. Rising grind, let's go fucking kill someone. Was recovered in the front seat of a Chrysler where shooter B was located. And they found his fingerprints on the cup. He's cooked. And there it is. Uses the nickname JB Marley, which is the same name Shooter A yelled out minutes after the murder of Mac, as depicted on the Ring camera footage. I can't believe how stupid some people are that murder people. You gotta be cleaner than this. You can't.
Dirk, hey, Dirk done hired the motherfucker off T-Move, man. Dirk done hired goddamn it 10 T-Move killers, man. And y'all wondering why he in jail right now. Niggas leaving their cell phone. They going through airports with their IDs. Come on, man. Who the fuck? If we finna go and kill somebody in California, we finna take out. Hey, look, we finna kill somebody in California and we gonna take some airplanes where we gotta show our ID. To leave and come back, we gotta show our IDs to TSA, which is the feds. Like, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy in the motherfucker, man. Like, it's just crazy, bro. How the fuck they did this shit?
Make mistakes like this if you want to be free, dude. How do you think you were going to get away with this? You yelled your boy's name, running away from a murder. Subject phone 1 that was left in the car received 3 incoming calls from subject phone 3 on the day of the murder. I believe that subject phone 3 was used by Powell on that day of the shooting to call Montgomery. These 3 calls were made at 3:02, 3:03, and 3:06. Which were minutes after Mac was killed. None of the calls were answered because it was left in the Chrysler. Subject phone 3 is registered to blah blah blah, which is the same address listed as Powell's home. I believe these 3 calls were made from Powell to Montgomery in an attempt to find out where Montgomery was, because they left in separate directions. We know all that. Lil Durk released a song called Aha after Mac was murdered. So on February 22nd, almost a month after the murder, he releases a song. I believe the song can be reasonably interpreted to be references to Durk having people killed. We be sliding through they blocks and they don't know we have. Buddy ass got shot and we ain't claim it, but I can show his ass. I mean, that's kind of vague. See, lyrics is bullshit. I need more specific lyrics with a nexus. This is horse shit. That's vague lyrics, bro. That doesn't mean shit. What else they got on Durk, bro? I believe these lyrics can be reasonably interpreted to be a reference to Mac's murder. After Mac was murdered, an unknown individual recorded YPC surveillance video of the murder on what appears to have been a separate video recording device, possibly a cell phone, and distributed the phone to others. Additional lyrics from the same song. My brother D thing just got killed and I've been slow since, but we got back on the ass. I bet they know this. It's a reference to Mac's murder for reasons stated further below in sections describing law enforcement's review of jail calls and social media posts. So here's where things get dicey, boys. Montgomery and Powell have been... My cat is sitting on me, by the way, and she's so fucking fat. She's 15 pounds. I want to kill myself. On February 19, 2022, Montgomery was arrested by Illinois State Police after fleeing from a stolen vehicle. The phone he had on him revealed the device used cell phone number and was activated after the killing. They discovered a series of texts. Oh, no, man. Here we go. Between Montgomery and Powell, the 2 shooters, boys. So this is like 2 weeks after the murder. From Powell to Montgomery. What's up with OTF? Montgomery to Powell. Nothing. Powell to Montgomery again. What do you mean they're not paying? Montgomery to Powell. We wait and he comes up here on the 17th. Powell to Montgomery. Stand on that. Why are you with Durk and them? Powell to Montgomery. Did Durk gave you that money? Not a good look. They named Durk after killing someone.
Hey, blood, I just want to say this to y'all. Shout out Hollywood News, man. Hollywood News. Hey, look. Hey, man. The killers saying this. This ain't no third parties. The killers asking where the money at from Lil Durk. What, he ain't paying? What's up with OTF? Bro, and y'all think Durk ain't cooked? Keep listening.
2 weeks prior, wondering where the money is. Is that all the evidence they have on him? I wonder, they probably have more. This exchange of messages 14 days after Mac was murdered. When the user of PAL Phone 2 asked his user of subject phone 2, what's up with OTF? These two were discussing Lil Durk and his affiliates. Well, fucking clearly. Lil Durk's record label is OTF. Subject phone 2 and PAL exchange nothing. What do you mean they not paying? Subject phone 2 was indicating they had not been paid when user of subject phone 2 wrote nothing, prompting user of PAL Phone 2 to question whether there was an issue with them being paid for Mac's murder. This is just not good for Durk, boys. We wait and he come up here on the 17th. He was indicating that he was waiting for Durk to come into town on February 17th. Pay them for having murdered Mac. Stand on that while you with Durk and them. The user of PAL Phone 2 is user of subject phone 2 to insist on getting paid when he saw Durk on the 17th. The next day, when the user of PAL Phone 2 wrote, did Durk give you that money? Fucking obviously, he's confirming if he got the money. Yeah, whatever. Review the Facebook page for your user with public display name redacted. I know that Lil Durk was interviewed on blank podcast.
Hey, look, man. Hey, I ain't gonna even lie, y'all. I ain't bullshitting. I thought murder for hire, when a motherfucker hire you to murder somebody, they give you your money, right? Hey, when I be watching them shows with my wife, when they be killing people on there, hey, look, they be giving the people 10,000 or something up front. These niggas on the phone talking about some, hey, what's up with OTF? Hey, it's like he working for the police. What's up with OTF? Then he say, man, stand on Durk now. So now you just can't say, oh, it's a lot of Durks in Chicago, or it's a lot of people named Durk. He said OTF and then he said Durk. Like, that's crazy.
Podcast February 22nd. On February 18th, the user of Facebook page displayed name made the following post claiming to have been in an interview with Lil Durk. Based on my review of the music video, the video appears to have been filmed in Chicago. On May 5th, 2022, a former employee 1 of YPC, was interviewed by law enforcement. Employee 1 said he was present at YPC when Mac was murdered. He recalled 2 participants who were present at YPC, but should not have been there. And what did I say? I knew someone gave someone information that he was there. According to Employee 1, the participants, co-conspirator A and B, were former participants at YPC, but were kicked out approximately 6 months before they were too high risk. They were brothers and were members of gang Risky Road. Co-conspirator A leaving in an Uber prior to Mac being murdered, but co-conspirator B was at YPC when Mac was murdered. B left immediately after the shooting, before law enforcement arrived. These are definitely the guys that gave up that boy's location, man. Employee 1 identified B in CPD dash cam footage exiting YPC after law enforcement arrived at the scene. Employee 2 told law enforcement employee 2 drove conspirator B and approximately 3 other YPC participants home after the shooting. Employee 1 stated to law enforcement that he heard that after Mac was murdered, there was anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 being offered for someone to kill Mac. $50,000 to $500,000 being offered to kill him. So that's what they're going to say is how much Durk was willing to pay. So co-conspirator A's phone, subject 4, and co-conspirator B's phone, there were 7 calls and an attempted call between subject 3 and the phone number used by Powell on the day of their murder. And there it is. They were communicating with Powell. That's how they got the location of him. 7 different calls right here before the murder. Montgomery was flexing on Facebook. Picture of him holding up money with Lil Durk's song playing in the background. This is just, it keeps connecting Durk to it, bro. Literally the guy that just murdered someone, allegedly, being paid for it by Durk, putting Durk's song on an Instagram post with the money. But he wasn't paid for it yet here then anyway, but either way, it's bad. Montgomery made the above Facebook post to brag and take credit for the murder of Mac, playing Lil Durk's music and hold a large amount of cash to bring the fact that he was paid by Durk to kill Mac. And of course, jail calls, they're self-snitching. What did Montgomery say on the jail call, bro? On February 1st, 2022, individual I stated to unknown individual in summary, the individual I heard Lil Durk said that's for D-Thing. Individual I then said, he woofing like Tay-Town, and that's for D-Thing. Then check in, bitch. That shit ain't free. I believe individual I is referring to Mac homicide. Individual I saying Mac was killed for D-Thing. And then Lil Durk needs to pay out because it wasn't done for free. This is not fucking good, man. Every time I read it gets worse. Individual I to an unknown individual on January 31st stated that they need to create a song and add Snowman to it. Call his dumbass in the snow. Now his dumbass stretched. Clearly, Mac was murdered in the snow. This is just insane, bro. And talking about the cell towers, their phones were probably in the general area of the murder. Shout out Durk's imaginary manager on Twitter for these documents, by the way. Request for pretrial release denied. And shout out I'm Not a Lawyer for reporting this as well. Told you guys. This all happened while I was recording because I just recorded for an hour and 25 minutes reading all this shit. Now my eyes hurt. So yeah, this is not looking good for Durk. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit subscribe. I love you guys.
All right, y'all. Now, they must be asleep on the other half. So I got to show y'all the other half. Hold on. Smash that like button, y'all. Smash that like button. It continues with the killer, man. It continues with AJ, man. This paperwork continues with him. Hey, AJ homie so fucking mad. He want his case severed from AJ. He ain't know that AJ went to jail and got to tell the informant everything about their case. Hold on. A jailhouse informant was recruited by law enforcement's prep to elicit a statement by Montgomery Wilson and briefed on how and when to record. On February 25th, 2023, the jailhouse informant did so. A portion of the longer recording purportedly involves the discussion regarding the charged murder which occurred over a year before. Montgomery Wilson repeatedly names and referenced the nickname Marley, which is the alias government associated with Powell, and the charge him under. In this recording, Marley is specifically named over 10 times by the speaker, attributed to Montgomery Wilson and interwoven throughout the recording. The reference include detailed descriptions of the planning of the charged homicide, the execution of the homicide, and Marley's supposed role in it, and payments sought and made relating to the homicide. If you tell me Lil Durk ain't cooked after that, then I don't know what's cooked, man. If he ain't cooked after this, this just came out. Man. This guy, AJ, went in the cell with a motherfucker and told them everything. He told them the planning of the homicide. So that's before the planning. The execution, that means when they killed them, they executed, they killed them. And then the payments and relating to the and made to the relating to homicide. That's crazy, bro. You say how that work? They keep pulling them out the cell. No. They got one of the somebody who either OTF or somebody who BD, somebody who AJ knew. They ain't just pull anybody. They ain't just put Willie Lump in his cell. They put a motherfucker who know him, who connected to these blocks, like who really knows Shorty. And he had told everything. He told everything, man. That's all you need to know. If he told the planning, the execution, and the payments, and who paid, like it's over with, man. He might knew his cell. Why? Swipe. I could see him just telling dude, yeah, you know how people be freely when they go to jail. Man, I shot 8 people. I shot 8 people over there on their block. Like people be talking about that shit in jail, bro. People be in people's cells just talking about everything, bro. Everything that they go through. That's the first thing a public defender or a lawyer tell you. Don't tell nobody shit in jail. Yeah, the paperwork did say Mike City. It did say that. Yeah, they got a lot of info, man. They got a lot of info, but this guy Marley, he wanted his case separated. And then here go the what's the name? The phone calls. What you mean they not paying? From subject phone 2 to pal phone. We waiting. He comes up here on the 17th. 217 a week later from pal phone to subject 2. Stand on that while you with Durk them. From pal phone 2 to phone 2 to subject phone 2, did Durk gave you that money? AJ no Durk? Shit, yeah. I mean, I could show you. I could show you how he know how they gonna put together that he know Durk. I don't know that he know Durk personally, but this how they gonna leak to him. If Durk was to say I don't know him, this how they gonna link Durk to him. This is exactly how they gonna link him for $1 million worth of game. It's gonna be for $1 million worth of game, bro, because they went. Hold on.
CH1 has reported that Lil Durk was and is still offering money for people to kill those. There's Montgomery and there's Durk. According to
Hey, this how they gonna link Lil Durk to him, just in case Lil Durk say, I don't even know him. Hey, look, he a couple feet away from you, man. You see what I'm saying? Nick, hey, look. Hey, look, you see what I'm talking about? A person who never been with you. Cause if he knew Lil Durk, he would have called Lil Durk himself. Why he going through his homie who went on the hit with him. So that mean his homie know Lil Durk. But he telling his homie to stand on that business. But if Lil Durk say he don't know him, shit, he go right here and Lil Durk right there, man. So shit, he can't say he don't know, shorty. Hey, go ahead off my page, Jovan. Some of y'all just want to argue, man. I understand, man. Go on somebody's page who you want somebody to tell you the truth. Hey, Jovan, just when Lil Durk don't come home and he gets sentenced to the rest of his life, just make sure you come back over here and say, Trenches, you was right on everything, because nobody ever do that shit. You got all this infinite. Hey, look, I'm going to say it one more time. The feds don't come unless your ass is cooked. They don't come unless you cook. If you go to the feds, you're going to get some jail time on everything, bro. Hey, hold on. Let me go to Mac Music real quick before we play this other thing. Let me go to Mac Music. Mac, is his name Main Music? Is his name Main Music? Main. Yeah, Main Music. Hold on. We're going to listen to Main Music. He just came home from the feds. Hold on.
Without getting too deep into the situation, we don't got to talk about it much, but you've been in a similar situation, so I have to ask you about it. The Lil Durk situation is something that everybody's talking about. You were in a federal situation. He's in a federal situation. What do you think? Is there a way to get out of a federal situation? Because you keep hearing about the 95 conviction rates, the 98 conviction rates.
Each state federal laws be different. Down here, them bitches standing on business. I don't know what Arnold Schwarzenegger doing. I know Florida, they prosecuting to the extent like us. You could tell by who numbers the deep in the feds. But I'm gonna tell you this, certain charges, them people ain't gonna tolerate that shit. Boosted for a murder for hire, but it was state. The U.S. Marshals and shit, RICOs and conspiracies is what you don't want. Because their job is to paint that shit, all right? So even if y'all was thugging, their job is to put 10 on it. So the shit y'all think y'all hear, that's even what Thug going through. Like, I don't wish it on my worst enemy, but that's state, bro. The feds don't debate and play that long. Ain't no nigga getting on no stand laughing and walking off and playing with them. You ain't getting offered immunity or nothing. What? You go tell? Oh, well, you ain't got nothing to tell us? Flip his stupid ass too. Book him. Go prosecute all them niggas. That's how it go. But man, I told him when I was miking up, I said, I don't like this shit. I ain't never come this close to this a wire? This how that shit feel? Man, them niggas is playing a cold game. But you gotta look at what you, like I just told you, niggas wait till they get all the way where they wanna be.
Trade up to a better future. Trade up to trade school at Midwest Technical.
This ain't Young Thug or Boosie, man. This ain't NBA Young Boy. This a murder for hire with the feds.
Institute. You get the skills you
be and get. But that's emotions. You gotta mask that shit sometimes. Some niggas don't get to learn how to mask it. I told you. Everything I tell you, son, some kind of way it come back to it. But you can't let your emotions override shit and force you to get put in a situation like that. Cause you the bread and butter. Can't none of them other niggas help you. Now, had it been them, you could be doing everything to help them and get them out that situation in the best way you can. But with you in the jam and them in the jam, everybody focus finna be on getting him. Now, they starting to feel salty about it, unless they the real that's there, they gonna be like, I know my partner, he gonna hold it down. But the nigga that told, oh, he don't stand a chance. They been turned him, so now they finna tell him all type of shit. It's all type of games finna be inflicted in a RICO. And so that's the type of shit, and it's power in the tongue too, just like it's power in the game. You gotta watch the shit you speak. You can't be doing that shit. He been having federal nightmares for 3 CDs. This shit real. This shit ain't no game. It ain't no game. And then you know the verse, you know what he go hate? The GDs and BDs best friend in the pen. They coalition, they run together. On the street, they beef and killing each other every day. Got Larry Hoover f***ed up, nigga. Buck Big Larry. That's gonna be your friend. Y'all gonna eat together, sleep together, or you gonna get your on. And that's how that's going. Who go buck that?
You think the feds come when they have the feds come when they have something solid to stand on, right?
That and they could have been on you. They intervene to stop shit. They intervene when they feel like it's getting out of hand. 2 minutes. The feds will let niggas sell dope for 10 summers, man. I know niggas that done sold drugs forever. The feds will let them run. Till you bring the wrong nigga around them that's play with the gun. And you do one shooting, don't even kill a nigga, just one shooting. They come pick up everybody, and they'll tell you when they get you in there. Man, we was gonna let y'all ride till that lady got up or that baby got up. Y'all doing too much. Then y'all know everything televised now. And y'all still got the nerve to get on this and just give it up. I don't know what's going on. I've been gone, but one YouTube video, I know everything that's going on in the world on all sides. They're gonna break it down. The guy, they can break down who did it, when they did it, why they did it. If they know that shit, what the f you think the U.S. Marshals know? You niggas' faces is on boards with circles and X's. X's is all the ones that died before they get them, and they mad about that. They killed him. They was trying to build him on shit too. You was on a bull board. They had pictures of me I wish I could have posted on Instagram, nice ones. I don't know how they get them. Look like they was right in front of us. I don't know how they get them.
The feds?
You're fucking right. So when they own you, they own you. And then it's like the more powerful they feel like you're becoming, they gotta intervene like now. Like we gotta, somebody down they neck now, go. And they swoop everybody up. And nigga don't even see the shit coming. Just yesterday, don't even be seeing that shit coming. When I seen that, I wasn't surprised. I was surprised about this type of shit. Niggas is wigging with wires and cameras and all that shit. Niggas out they not doing that type of shit. That's some wild shit. You a wild nigga a bitch doing that type of shit. I mean, unless you grew up to be a cop and that was your dream to wear a wire, but on your partner, that's some shit. Like you had to be my nigga. That's the lowest you can go. But that's what I'm saying.
But like you said earlier, the internet is a crazy thing because when Von died, it was slide for Von, slide for Von, slide for Von. That's all that was in the comments. Every time he would post, every time he was on the blogs. Now he did it. Now everybody's calling him a dummy. So it's like the fans tell you to do something, and then when you do it,
the fans don't give a about you. You think they give a because he in jail? You think they give a fuck because he dead? They act like it. Man, that shit be temporary. You know how many times I watch niggas die in the hood and everybody got his shirt, they at the repass, they drinking for him, they banging for him, and next shit I don't even remember the name. This the year, they make a year today. They don't even remember. Oh, for real? The shirt faded, the bandana gone. They don't do nothing else about them. Everything is for this now. So I kind of be on that shit to use music. Like I wouldn't bring no wild shit to that wild shit, because we was doing it at first, but the people, we was over the people head. They ain't know what the fuck was going on. But for them to be tuned in, like they got translators, and they know what the shit means. They can break it down. They decode shit now. Like literally, they will break it down in your paperwork what this means. He had the stick with him, the stick, AKA referred to the rifle. The Drake, AKA referred to the rifle called Draco. Hold up, wait a minute. They doing too much. That it's how we go in that. I'd rather just rap. Everybody else faking. Fuck, I can fake too. I'm lying now. I'm lying. It is what it is. How you gonna tell? I'm lying. I don't give a
I mean, since you've been going, I mean, I know you're hip on the Durk and Young Boy situation. From the outside looking in, I mean, that shit really changed the rap industry. Like people really had to pick a side for real. And now look, I mean, a lot of people didn't win from it. Von died, Durk's in jail, Young Boy's in jail. Quando Rondo lost a friend. So it was like from the outside looking in, you being older, you being mature now.
If you've been in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead. That's what I did, and that's how.
What is your whole take on that whole situation?
They gotta learn how to mask that shit. See, look, pride get in niggas' way. I fuck with Top though. I talked to Top when I was in jail a few times, and I talked to him about that, and he didn't even stay on the second. He didn't stay on that shit he didn't stay on that shit over 10 seconds. That shit ain't about nothing. Cause I'm like, what the fuck that's about? Cause let's be in all truth, that don't got nothing to do with him. His artists and his friends got into it with his artists and his friend. Now, as them two big heads, if anybody could have stopped it, it was them. They could have nipped it the quickness. On some street shit, let street shit be street shit. You hear me? But all that extra shit, y'all can't point the finger at him because it's up under him. All right, now y'all can hold the that did it accountable, but you can also be respectful. Like, look, I can't fuck with you because of this occurred. Ain't no shit with me and you, bro, but you know how the rest of that go. And left it like that. That's G shit, but everybody wasn't brought up how we was brought up. Everybody wasn't taught like that. And you would think them niggas know, but one younger than the other one too. So who go put the big boy pants on and be like, man, fuck, that's a little boy. But pride, son, we all got it. Got the best of us cute. Nigga probably like, Lil one got me fucked up, fuck them niggas. And he like, fuck them niggas, yeah, we did that. Now it is what it is. All because a nigga don't know how to mask that shit. I really like, wish everybody the best of luck at this point. I'm mad I don't got no competition, because now if I just glide my little way to the top, it's gonna be like, everybody got out the way. But nah, bitch, I be wanna play when everybody playing. That shit was hurtful to watch niggas balling. That shit was hurtful. Shit I ain't knew, shit I ain't do. Niggas was trying shit, buying shit, riding shit. You went from a vet to 3 lambs in your shit. Your shit done went crazy. Got plaques on me. Plaques on me, like real plaques in their house. They ain't been rapping that long. I salute it, but it's like, all because I was on some wild shit, pride shit, tripping, letting all that shit they doing. Man, son, you gotta bump that.
Hey, man. Hey, look, I know Von personally. So when I say something about Von, I'm saying this from how I feel about it. You know, y'all can feel however y'all want to. Von is a motherfucking destruction, and he knew it. Anything he touched is destroyed, man. Everybody who, hey, look, destroy or kill, bro. I'm telling you, man. He wasn't always like that, though. You know, I can't say from, like, you say, oh, a kid, I was always bad, man. When I first met Von, he wasn't bad, bro. Like T-Roy was bad already. T-Roy wasn't listening to his family members who he was living with. He wasn't going in the house. Like T-Roy was different. He was trying to hold guns and shit, robbing people. And Von wasn't doing that shit. But when it was like, when OD got killed, and you know, like Platoon them was dead, and a couple of more people was dead already. So when Von got out, he felt like he had to stand on business. But when he stood on business, I ain't gonna bullshit. He turned into the devil, man. For real. He had niggas on the other side while as I'm walking to the store. He niggas talking about, there go Freddy Krueger, there go Jason. Like I'm thinking like these niggas must be off some wiki stick or something. Like it's Von they talking about though, you know? Like for real, and Von knew it, bro. Like he knew what he was into. I ain't gonna lie. He was bragging about that shit. He was laughing about it. I'ma die. You see when he said, when I die, I'm boosting the murder rate. He wanted the shit to continue. My guy's gonna slide every day. Like, nah, man. That's like some evil shit, man. You done killed all these people and you telling the public, if I die, slide on everybody. And you got flunkies who would do it too. Durk was scared to tell Vine to chill. Yeah. Durk was scared of Vine, man. He ain't want to tell Vine that. No. It really though, Vine, Durk at some point, like, I know Durk milked the cow off Vine. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that Durk ain't make $1 off Vine. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that. Like, you ain't gonna tell me that. That's why they let him do whatever he want to. Cause Durk and them, somebody was seeing that real money off Vine, bro. They was seeing a real bag off Vine. Cause according to Balo, shit, they don't even get no money off Vine music. So who getting the money? Somebody eat. I don't know who own Vine Masters, man. But I know that I know that guy who they with, that them people who everybody be signing to and die. Hey, they got a wicked pen over there. They'll give you some million. That's just a write-off. And then when you die, it's even more for them. They Empire, they don't give a fuck about nobody. They care about that bag. They'll give you $10 million though, knowing you gonna die next week. Then they need their money back. Your family can't put out no music. Like that, hey, it sounds like a good deal. That's making a deal with the devil though. On everything, bro. Your kids can't eat off your music. Like it's crazy, bro. Everybody running them though. No. We thought Vine owned this rights, man. Balo said different, man. Balo say they don't get paid off no music. Owning your rights, you will get paid off your music. Yeah, Durk definitely need to fire Drew Finland, bro. Like, for real, I'm ready to write Lil Durk and tell him, bro, fire them, bro. If you want a chance to come home, bro, you got to hire the dream team, bro. Man, Drew Finland, bro, all I see of him is with every celebrity taking pictures. Like, I see him with more celebrities kicking it and albums and shit than he fighting cases. Like, for real. You got to show me a lot of cases that he beat. I'm talking about with the feds. Matter of fact, hold on, y'all. I finna pull this shit up. Hold on. We're going to finish this, and then I'm going to pull Drew Finland up. We're going to look at his record and see what he on.
Sometimes. But see, the ones died, they don't get to come back. It's over with for them. See, they done bumped they shit now. You go talk to them, they gonna be whole new. I promise. Remember I told you first. Gonna be whole new niggas. He finna pray to Allah. He finna drop. Man, them niggas whole new niggas. Cause it's gonna be like, ain't no way I can't win. They ain't my friends. Ain't nobody ain't with me. It's gonna be a hoe or your mama or the strangest.
Before we move on, because I know you got a busy schedule, I'm gonna only hold you for like maybe 20 more minutes. Out of those 5 people who were arrested in the OTF case, do you feel like one person is gonna squeal?
I ain't gonna lie. Somebody probably already told, but the feds don't really need a witness when they come on them type of charges. The state try to break. The feds tip. It ain't no, hey, we'll give you immunity. You give us something on this. Nah. We wouldn't even be here if we ain't had you. So look, check this out. We gonna rat and get lesser time, or we gonna go and stretch everybody for when they go down like that. It's just simple. And this business be like, man, I fuck with something. But me personally, I told them the other day, I don't think Smurfy gonna say nothing. I think he gonna accept responsibility or however this shit go, wishing the best. I don't think he gonna say nothing, but they don't need him to say nothing, bro. For real. They don't really need him to say shit when they come.
Guys, stop getting ripped off by your car.
Yeah, hey, he's speaking facts, bro. Hey, you got to call it what it is, man. I ain't going to be on here telling y'all, oh, yeah, it's new paperwork. Lil Durk finna come home, man. They using lyrics. Nah, bro, they got more than lyrics, man. And then if Lil Durk do get up out to California, let's just say Lil Durk beat the California case. Man, hey, watch how fast that motherfucking indictment. Lil Durk murder for hire. He gonna get inserted to AJ and Marley shit so fast, bro. I'm telling you, Lil Durk, they playing ping pong with Lil Durk, man. From California to Chicago, man, they slapping them back and forth. They sending each other information. Hey, look, When we do this, you put out this. When we do this, you put out this. That's what they doing, bro. They playing ping pong with him. They playing ping pong with Lil Durk, man. He fighting in 2 different states. He fighting in Chicago, one of the third biggest city. And then he fighting in California, the biggest state. Come on, man. And they got unlimited resources. Your money could run out in 5 years. They still there. You would never know. You would never notice they even spent some money. They is the money. They print the money. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go to one more thing. Let's see what Cuff Boy say on the Lil Durk on this Lil Durk thing, cause you know, Cuff Boy be with it sometimes. You know, he be on point sometimes, but then he'll go off to, oh, Lil Durk gonna come home. Like, I ain't gonna tell y'all that. I ain't gonna make no video saying nothing that ain't like that. If a nigga could come home, I say it though. Oh, he finna beat that shit. They ain't got nothing on him. I say it first. This the new paperwork, y'all, that just came out yesterday. Hey, shout out to that person who was on live trying to tell me the paperwork was out yesterday. I hope y'all ain't blocked that person, man. They was trying to tell me that the paperwork was out, and I think I got on their ass.
Why did he identifies those clips to be fan edits for social media platforms and are altered, fabricated, and inauthentic versions of the original song. They sent fan edits as evidence in a murder for hire case. They'd be like, no, watch this official music video by Lil Durk here, where he admits about the crimes, when it's actually a fan edit. Lil Durk's defense team has filed a massive motion to dismiss his superseding indictment. Whatever prosecutor was presenting this evidence to a grand jury, the prosecutors allegedly used a fan video edit, which is a big no-no because it's not made by anyone in Durk's team. Like, this is a huge error if this is true. I'm going to read the full document. Hit subscribe. Let's go. All right, here we go. United States versus Durk Banks. Defendant Durk Banks, through his counsel of record, moves this court to dismiss the superseding indictment against him in this matter. In the alternative, he moves to compel disclosure of the grand jury minutes and evidence the government presented to the grand jury. This motion is based on the attached memorandum of points and authorities. There's a damn table of contents. Government presented false evidence to the grand jury that indicted Mr. Banks on November 7, 2024. Wow. Well, obviously, they're going to say it's false, but that's just a crazy first line. They're going to be like, yeah, it's true. The plain language of the superseding indictment makes it apparent that the government told the grand jury that Mr. Banks, through specific lyrics in his music, celebrated and profited from a revenge murder that he ordered, namely that of SR in August of 2022. That claim is demonstrable.
Hey, Durk need to fire Drew Finland, man. Hey, look, Durk ain't getting indicted. Go and look at the indictment. Go and look at the original indictment. It ain't say nothing about no lyrics until damn near the end. The original indictment was Lil Durk was the leader who orchestrated the murder for hire for Quando Rondo and them. The lyrics didn't come in. They ain't say we indicting Lil Durk off no damn lyrics, bro. Hey, look, he need to fire that dude if he want to come home. Y'all need to tell Lil Durk to fire his lawyer, man. Because his lawyer just getting money. He just putting shit together. Moowop and them lawyer did the same shit about them lyrics, about the dude from 63rd can't get back up and all that shit. They pulled the same bullshit and Moowop and them still in there.
False. The song the government relied upon as evidence against Mr. Banks, Wonderful Wayne, and Jackie Boy, a song that was recorded by another artist, Babyface Ray, and on which Mr. Banks recorded a feature for, could not have been a commercialization of Mr. Banks' alleged murder for hire of SR, as the government represented to the grand jury. That's because Mr. Banks recorded the lyrics for Wonderful Wayne 7 months before the incident happened. The government's misrepresentation in the superseding indictment, whether knowing or reckless, undermines the integrity of the grand jury's true bill against Mr. Banks. The court should dismiss the superseding indictment against him as a result. Banks recorded the song in January 2022, that being his last involvement in this song. Further production was done by producers and other industry professionals, but no changes to content or lyrics were ever made by Banks or anyone else associated with Banks. Outside of the four corners of the superseding indictment, but important to this court's consideration of the egregiousness of the government's conduct and necessity of the relief contained in this motion, the issue of the timing of these lyrics was addressed by undersigned defense counsel in Mr. Banks' detention hearing on December 12th. So here's how the government responded in the hearing in person. To counter this argument, counsel for the government posited to the court that even if the lyrics themselves were written 7 months prior to the charged conduct, a version of this song was modified that added audio from a news clip of TB on top of the original song. So what I think happened here is the video editor of the music video might have done that. like added news clips on top of the song. Found this assertion at the detention hearing and unaware of any such modification attributable to Mr. Banks, undersigned counsel asked the government to provide what they were referring to in an email. The government replied with videos that appear to be taken from recent open source YouTube searches that were in no way connected to Mr. Banks. What? Videos that appear to be taken from recent open source YouTube searches that were in no way connected to Mr. Banks. Wait, so they sent YouTube videos that weren't even on his channel? Like it wasn't on Durk's official channel? Wait, so they sent fan edits? Is that what they're hinting at? Were fan edits sent as evidence? The issue of the timing of Mr. Banks' recording of the lyrics verse in question is not one of the frivolous or inconsequential value. It is quite the opposite. The government's misrepresentations about the creation and meaning of Wonderful Wayne are the linchpin of the superseding indictment's theory of Mr. Banks' guilt. There's no way that's all the evidence they have. Well, they have more, but it was just text messages. There's got to be more, right? It can't just be lyrics. We've all seen how lyrics go in the YSL trial. Following the attempted murder of TB and the murder of SR, defendant Banks sought to commercialize SR's death by rapping about his revenge on TB with music that explicitly references audio from a news clip taken shortly after SR's murder. Quando Rondo screamed "no, no" after seeing SR's dead body. SR is Quando's friend, remember, is in fact the only material allegation that does not appear in the original indictment, which does not charge Mr. Banks, but appears in the superseding indictment, which does charge him. Now here they are talking about the original. Here's an overview of the original indictment. These 5 names involved apparently, flew on a private jet to LA and used OTF credit cards, retaliating for King Von. Co-conspirator 1, which I believe was Durk, made clear in coded language that he would pay a bounty or monetary reward or make payment to anyone who took part in killing TB for his role in King Von's murder.
Hey, Papa, there you go right there. You said it. You just said it. I hear you. Only thing is, where a person saying he paid them. Oh, in the first murder for hire, dude them asking for money. And then he got on wiretap and told them about the payment. And then in this case with Quando Rondo, it says clearly, co-conspirator 1, that's Lil Durk. Banks is 1. Made it clear in coded language. The co-conspirator 1 will pay a bounty or monetary reward or make payment to anyone who took part in killing TB. Hey, look, man, his credit cards was used, bro. He just as guilty as the people who swiped them motherfuckers, man. Use your head for more than a hat rack, Papa.
Murder. Alleged to have texted co-conspirator 3 the day before the murder. Don't book no flights under no names involved with me. Purchased ski masks. Secured 2 sedans. Armed themselves with guns, including one modified to operate as fully automatic machine gun. The superseding indictment does charge Mr. Banks. He's co-conspirator 1 in the superseding indictment. Calls him the head of OTF, directed the attempted murder of TB that resulted in SR's death. The superseding indictment contains only one new material alleged fact that the original indictment does not. So basically the lyrics that he sought to commercialize the death by rapping about the revenge. Told me they got the Addy, go, got location, go, green light, go, go. Look on the news and see your son, you screaming, no, no, pussy. The underlying falsehood. For the superseding indictment's allegation about the meaning of Banks' lyrics, they describe SR's killing and reference media about it. Banks would have need to have penned them after the August 19, 2022 shooting. Banks did not, however, write those lines after the shooting. He wrote them 7 months beforehand. I mean, this is a great argument. If they have like solid proof that he recorded on that day, I think they did actually. And I think his bond hearing, they brought like evidence of like even a recording file of that day and everything. Yeah, here it is. Justin Gibson, producer and sound engineer, who recorded the song. Gibson recorded Banks' verse, which Banks wrote and recorded simultaneously during his recording session on January 25th, with all the saved times of the file and everything. And unless the government is prosecuting Banks on the theory of extrasensory prescience, the lyrics could not have soundly informed the grand jury's finding of probable cause. Exhibit 2, Declaration of Ahmad Sheriff, the founder and CEO of Your World Music. Sheriff attests that he received Mr. Banks' verse and lyrics for Wayne and Jackie Boy from Mr. Gibson on July 22nd, 2022, after they received no additional lyrics or modifications to the original lyrics from Mr. Banks. Thereafter, on August 23rd, oh, I'm saying Sheriff, but it's probably Sharif. Fuck. My bad. Incorporate Mr. Banks' verse into the track and finalize the track on his end. So this guy literally got the song over a month prior and never got any more lyrics or recording from Banks. Sheriff reviewed the open source YouTube links that were provided through an email correspondence by the government as examples of videos they referenced in the detention hearing, and can confirm that the audio and video clips featuring audio of the individual Young No, reportedly from news clips, are not from the original recording. He identifies those clips to be fan edits for social media platforms that are altered, fabricated, and inauthentic versions of the original song. They sent fan edits as evidence in a murder for hire case. See, things like this make me like just shake my head. How are you a U.S. attorney and you're doing dumbass shit like this? So some fan incorporated the clip of Quando Rondo screaming at his friend's dead body over the music video. It wasn't through Durk's channel. The original authentic version of the song, Mr. Sharif confirms, does not contain these manipulated elements. He tests that creating altered audio edits is easy to do through social media platforms, and such practice often result in misinformation and misrepresentation of original pieces of music and art. Argument: superseding indictment is not sustainable against Mr. Banks in the face of the fundamental factual error upon which the grand jury relied. That's crazy. If the grand jury actually was shown these clips, specifically these fan edits that weren't made by anyone on Durk's team or Durk himself, obviously, that's crazy. Such an error requires dismissal of the indictment under the following circumstances. First, where the grand jury returned an indictment based on the government's knowing presentation of a falsehood, citing United States v. Kennedy, a few other sites of cases. The court has the power to dismiss indictment that the grand jury returned based on information the government knew at the time to be later learned to have been false. Mr. Banks does not take lightly the request that he's making of this court. Dismissal is in all cases a drastic step and thus generally disfavored. That is especially so when a defendant challenges the nature of the evidence and the government presented to induce an indictment. However, court intervention is necessary in cases like this to ensure that a charging decision is a product of the grand jury's own unbiased and untainted judgment. Just citing a bunch of cases here, all of them seem to pertain to the grand jury and how they are presented everything. Courts can and do step in when the grand jury's functions may be compromised. When proceedings are conducted in a manner that violates few clears which ensure the integrity of the grand jury's functions. False information presented to the grand jury here compels the superseding indictment's dismissal. The indictment's assertion about Mr. Banks' lyrics, their timing, and their meaning is false. When Banks wrote the cited lyrics, SR's killing was still 7 months in the future. I mean, that statement right there is crazy if they presented this song as evidence to the grand jury, especially with the fan edits. For Banks to have been writing about SR would thus have been impossible. The only question about this is how such patently false information came to be within the grand jury's purview to begin with. One answer is that the prosecutors who prepared and presented the government's evidence knew that the evidence was false. I don't think they would do false evidence on purpose. Maybe they would. I don't know. We don't know these fucking prosecutors, but I think they're just dumb and thought this was like an official video. Another is that the prosecutor who presented the evidence did not know it to be false, but the witness who conveyed it did. And the third is the answer that the evidence was obtained and presented with a reckless disregard for patent falsity. Dismissal is warranted. False information prejudiced Mr. Banks in the grand jury's indictment. The false information prejudiced Mr. Banks in the grand jury's proceedings. Mr. Banks pauses here to address a threshold issue, materiality. Although a defendant is not usually entitled to relief from an irregularity in the grand jury's proceedings, he is where the irregularity resulted in sufficient prejudice. Prejudice is sufficient to require dismissal if it is established that the violation substantially influenced the grand jury's decision to indict, or if there is grave doubt the decision to indict was free from the substantial influence of such violations. The false information here easily clears that threshold. If they saw these fan edits, it's clearly prejudicial. As described above, the lyrics were one of only two pieces of evidence that the superseding indictment cited against Banks, and it was the only piece of evidence that, as a superseding indictment portrays it, at least directly linked Banks to SR's homicide. They have to have more than just that text message about booking flights, lyrics, and the OTF credit card, right? There's got to be more. The court must determine whether the government knew that the assertion regarding Banks' lyrics were false at the time it presented the case, or whether the government subsequently discovered it to be so. If the government knew the evidence to have been false when it was adduced, it had a duty to correct it. Whenever the prosecutor learns of any perjury committed before the grand jury, he is under a duty to immediately inform the court and opposing counsel, and the perjury may be material, also the grand jury, in order to appropriate action be taken. Where the court should determine, however, that the prosecutor's duty to correct the false assertion regarding Banks' lyrics is not implicated here, it should still dismiss the indictment. The only way for the court to hold that the prosecutor has no duty to correct the factual error before the grand jury would be for it to find that neither the prosecutor nor the witnesses had no cause to know that they were traveling on a patently wrong inference. But that would mean that neither the prosecution nor any witness took the time to determine whether Banks wrote the lyrics and when he wrote them. Rather, the prosecutor appears to have assumed a connection between the lyrics and the homicide and presented the assumption to the grand jurors, having never investigated whether it's plausible. If that is the case, dismissal is proper under the holding and citing that case Semengo. At minimum, the government here likewise overstepped, even if unintentionally, to see why I consider the lyrics inclusion in the superseding indictment. The problem there is not the lyrics themselves, but the inference that the superseding indictment especially drew from them. Such inferences are more of a matter of argument than they are of percipient testimony or even witness opinion. Further adding color to the government's position regarding these lyrics was the government both changing course and doubling down on their argument regarding the meaning of these lyrics even when confronted at the detention hearing with evidence that proved what is contained in the indictment is factually impossible. Counsel for the government could at that point have made efforts to correct this wrong, as is their duty, but instead chose to posit a new argument about an overlaid audio clip that was also factually incorrect. Again, easily made clear with just a modicum of investigation. Given this window into how quickly the government could change course with the new incorrect factual assertion, Mr. Banks' concern as to what presented to the grand jury is only further heightened. This sort of egregious conduct by the government is what is appropriately considered when determining the dismissal of indictment is appropriate as it is in this case. Should the court not yet be convinced the dismissal is appropriate, can take the middle ground and compel disclosure of the grand jury proceedings that ultimately result in the return of their superseding indictment. Ooh, yeah. The court should request this to see if they were like, no, wait, watch this fan edit real quick. Or no, they wouldn't even say that. They'd be like, no, watch this official music video by Lil Durk here, where he admits about the crimes, when it's actually a fan edit. That rule permits the court to authorize disclosure of a grand jury matter at the request of a defendant who shows that a ground may exist. He urged the court, therefore, to order the government to disclose the transcripts and the evidence that led to both their original and superseding indictments. That way, the court can compare the prosecutor's presentations in each and discern when and how the factual error arose. Mr. Banks already made this request to the government, but it refused him. What? The defense counsel's other efforts to elucidate the issue have not succeeded. On January 28, 2025, the defense sought clarification by email about exactly what video the government was referencing that featured both TMZ news footage and the Wonderful Wayne lyrics. The government responded that additional discovery would be forthcoming, but provided 2 links to examples of reference video. First was posted by user OTF Edit. The second was a user My Mixtapes. These videos do in fact contain audio and video from news coverage of the shooting in which TB can be heard screaming the Wonderful Wayne lyrics. The government made a discovery production to the defense February 7th that contains these. Bro, we have the edits right here. Bro, legit fan edits. Here they are. Here's one of them. This is crazy. Look, they put the clip of the dead body. Problem with these productions, however, is that Mr. Banks did not create these videos, and the government has failed to show any nexus between these manufactured video clips and Mr. Banks. These videos were not created nor posted at Mr. Banks' direction. The internet users who posted videos, including OTF Edit and My Mixtapes, are apparent fan pages that maintained by people with no affiliation to Mr. Banks or only the family. And the court should order protection of the grand jury transcripts to clarify whether in charging Mr. Banks, the grand jury erroneously attributed these or other fan page edits to Mr. Banks, as the government has clearly done. Prosecutor who knowingly secures an indictment based upon false information or allows a false obtained indictment to persist routes the grand jury from its central protective function. That is clearly what happened here. For the foregoing reasons, the court should dismiss the superseding indictment against Mr. Banks, and the alternative, the court should compel discovery of the relevant underlying grand jury proceedings. So I don't know what the odds of this actually doing something are, but this is, I mean, the government definitely fucked up here, especially if these transcripts of the grand jury show them pointing out these videos with the fucking dead body clip on top of it when it's not made by Banks or anyone. Like they're
Hey man, he ain't never been to jail or none of that. Them lyrics don't mean shit. They'll sidestep them lyrics. Hey, look, they use your credit cards. If they ask Drew Finland right now, they use Lil Durk credit cards and we could prove what would be his defense. What would he come back with? Oh, but you guys lied about the lyrics. He ain't no murder for hire lawyer, bro. Durk better fire that dude, bro. Durk better fire Drew Finland, man. Or he gonna be next to Larry Hoover on everything in the next motherfucking 12 months. I'll fire him, bro. Hey, if this your argument, bro, if you just steady pulling this shit up, talking about some lyrics, and you ain't getting to the meat and potatoes, talking about the phone calls and the witnesses, what they saying about Durk, then don't put in no motion for me. Like for real. Yeah, he need to fire Drew Finland, man. Fire that man. That man gonna get him life in prison, man. He know Lil Durk dead, bro. He just milking the money. He know he gone, bro.
Why Demi Millie's mother, Jamie King, was deposed.
I gotta see one more thing, man. I gotta see one more thing, y'all. I gotta see the original indictment because I know in the original indictment they ain't indict Lil Durk off no motherfucking lyrics. I ain't heard of the lyrics until some time down. Lil Durk. Probably gotta go to Law and Crime real quick. Then we'll go to something else, y'all.
A Grammy Award-winning rapper accused of orchestrating a murder-for-hire plot to kill another rapper in retaliation for his longtime friend's murder gets another setback in his case. Durk Banks, better known by his stage name Lil Durk, has been behind bars since October, accused of being the mastermind behind a plot to kill Georgia rapper Quando Rondo, whose real name is Taekwon Bowman. Quando Rondo, along with his sister and cousin, were ambushed and shot at in Los Angeles, California in August of 2022. While Quando Rondo and his sister survived the attack, his cousin was murdered in the hail of gunfire. But that case goes back further than that, as prosecutors say it all stemmed from a 2020 shooting that left another rapper, who was also the close friend and frequent collaborator of Lil Durk, dead. According to Lil Durk's federal indictment, prosecutors say on November 6 of 2020, a man named DB, who was a high-ranking member of Lil Durk's Only the Family, or OTF, and the friend of Lil Durk, got into a fight with another person identified in the indictment as TB. The indictment says an associate of TB pulled out a gun and shot DB multiple times, killing him. Now, the indictment doesn't have the full names of TB or DB, but the circumstances match the November 6, 2020 shooting death of rapper King Von, whose real name is Davon Bennett. And of course, we know Quando Rondo's real name to be Taekwon Bowman. So where does Lil Durk come into play here? Well, federal prosecutors say after King Von's murder, Lil Durk wanted revenge. According to the indictment, Banks made clear in coded language that he would pay a bounty to anyone who took part in killing Quando Rondo for his role in King Von's murder. That all came to a head nearly 2 years later on August 18th of 2022, when Banks, his alleged co-conspirators, and co-defendants tracked down Quando Rondo to Los Angeles. The indictment names Banks' co-defendants as Kevon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and Asa Houston. Prosecutors say on August 18th of 2022, after the men learned where Quando Rondo was in LA, at the direction of Lil Durk, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, Houston, and another co-conspirator traveled from Chicago to Los Angeles to murder Quando Rondo. Meanwhile, Lil Durk and Kevon Grant traveled on a private jet from Miami to LA allegedly to help coordinate the murder. That same day, Banks allegedly texted co-conspirator 3, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." But the feds say that same co-conspirator purchased the plane tickets using an OTF credit card. The unnamed co-conspirator 3 also allegedly confirmed to DeAndre Wilson through text that Wilson, Jones, and Lindsay had the same airline ticket confirmation.
Yeah, man, Dirk done, man. Dirk done. I'm glad I did go to this video over so we can hear this shit. This ain't got nothing to do with no lyrics. You hear me? No lyrics. That's why I say Drew Finland, he bullshitting Lil Durk, man. They ain't talking about no lyrics. If they made a mistake on some lyrics, that ain't gonna stop them from getting it. Hey, look, your credit card was used to book the killer's flights. Hey, look, you should have reported your car stolen if it was stolen then. I'm telling y'all, man, like, he ain't beating this shit, bro. He finished, bro. I'm going to rewind it one more time.
To murder Quando Rondo. Meanwhile, Lil Durk and Kevon Grant traveled on a private jet from Miami to LA allegedly to help coordinate the murder. That same day, Banks allegedly texted co-conspirator 3, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." But the feds say that same co-conspirator purchased the plane tickets using an OTF credit card. The unnamed co-conspirator 3 also allegedly confirmed to DeAndre Wilson through text that Wilson, Jones, and Lindsay had the same airline ticket confirmation. And Wilson messaged a friend on Instagram saying, "On my way to LA." From there, Kevon Grant allegedly purchased 4 black ski masks from a sporting goods store, but used cash to pay. But seemingly messed up when he allegedly used another OTF credit card to rent a hotel for the co-conspirators. Prosecutors say after Grant met with the co-conspirators, he gave Keith Jones, David Lindsay, and another unnamed co-conspirator firearms, including a firearm that was modified to operate as a machine gun. From there, Grant allegedly provided 2 cars for himself, Lindsay, Wilson, Jones, Houston, and another co-conspirator to find and kill Quando Rondo. The following day, using a BMW and Infiniti allegedly rented by Grant, the men tracked down Quando Rondo first to a marijuana dispensary, then to a clothing store. But it would be an LA gas station that would be the site of the deadly crime. According to the indictment, Asa Houston drove the Infiniti to an alley behind the Beverly gas station, then parked the car so Jones, Lindsay, and unnamed co-conspirator 2 could attempt to murder Quando Rondo. Prosecutors say the men shot at Quando Rondo's car, but ended up killing his cousin who was standing next to Quando's car. Then the men fled and went to a local burger joint to discuss payment. The same day Quando's cousin was killed, prosecutors say an OTF credit card was used to purchase plane tickets from San Diego back to Chicago for Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, Houston, and co-conspirator 2. Fast forward to October of 2024, prosecutors say Lil Durk allegedly tried to flee the United States.
Hey, they did everything Dirk told them. What a friend of Didi. Hey, don't put nothing in my name, Joe. And then Didi say, fuck that, man. Put that shit on OTF credit card, man. Dirk ain't gonna trip. He told you not to do it and he still did it, bro. Like, they fried, brother.
And booked plane tickets to several different countries, including Italy, Switzerland, and Dubai, but didn't board the plane for any of the flights. Instead, he was arrested near Miami International Airport. And even though Lil Durk isn't accused of pulling the trigger, he faces the same charges as the other men, including 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death, all of which he pleaded not guilty to. Surprisingly, his trial was slated for January 7th, just 3 months after his arrest, but that date was pushed back to October 14th of this year. It all comes weeks after an unsealed affidavit filed by an FBI agent alleged Lil Durk was involved in another murder for hire plot. That affidavit reportedly cites texts and social media posts from 2 people discussing the payment from Lil Durk for the 2022 murder of 24-year-old Stephon Mack, who was alleged to be a Gangster Disciples leader. The agent alleges Lil Durk was offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder. Lil Durk hasn't been criminally charged for that alleged murder for hire plot. However, prosecutors did use that affidavit as evidence to get Lil Durk's request for bail denied. And he, as well as his...
Y'all heard it, right? The reason why Lil Durk did not get bond is because of the Marley and AJ murder for hire, bro. I told y'all. See, these channels, they don't be listening, bro. The reason why his bond, they denied him bond because of that second murder for hire, bro. That means that Lil Durk involved with that shit. I'm telling you. For the judge to say, I'm denying you bond for that murder for hire because of that means the judge seen the evidence saying that Lil Durk involved with that shit on everything. I'm rewinding one more time, though, for the people in the back.
Lil Durk was involved in another murder for hire plot. That affidavit reportedly cites texts and social media posts from 2 people discussing the payment from Lil Durk for the 2022 murder of 24-year-old Stephon Mack, who was alleged to be a Gangster Disciples leader. The agent alleges Lil Durk was offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder. Lil Durk hasn't been criminally charged for that alleged murder for hire plot. However, prosecutors did use that affidavit as evidence to get Lil Durk's request for bail denied. And he, as well as his co-defendants, remain behind bars since their respective arrests. But all of them are facing a hefty sentence, the rest of their life in prison, if convicted. So much to unpack. So let's bring on now criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Safa Robinson Ferrer. Safa, it's always great to see you. First I have to ask your reaction to this whole case. Lil Durk is a Grammy award-winning artist, but federal prosecutors allege that he's this mastermind behind the plot to kill Quando Rondo in retaliation for his friend King Von's death. What are your thoughts about this case overall?
So you think you know Wix, but do you really? First up, we've got Shake Video Mask.
It's not surprising to see an indictment come about as a result of that. I think that there have been rumors and talks in the industry for years with regard to Lil Durk and his position with respect to his friend King Von's death and anything that may have been retaliatory in nature. So this is not the first time that I'm hearing of these alleged acts as an attorney, but this is certainly the first time that we now have an indictment alleging these specific acts against him. And what we've seen, in more recent times is that law enforcement is going after individuals who are high-profile individuals or celebrities and rappers in essentially prosecuting them. We saw that in the Young Thug case. We see that in this case now. We see that in the Sean Diddy Combs case. So we're seeing this a lot more frequently as of lately.
And reading through this federal indictment against Lil Durk, it seems like there's a lot of evidence stacked against him, from the text messages to the use of credit cards and other kind of trails of evidence. What do you make of that, given if you are going to orchestrate something terrible like this, that you might try a little harder to kind of cover your tracks?
They say cash is king. You know, when you use electronics and you use credit cards and things of that nature, you're leaving a paper trail all the time. You know, even when you use social media, you may think that a video has disappeared because you've used Snapchat. It has not disappeared. It has been preserved and made available for law enforcement. And so essentially here in this case, there are allegations that credit cards were used that were associated with Lil Durk. Also transportation via airplanes, rental cars, and things like that, that the government was ultimately allowed the government to tie these things to him. And so in cases like this, of course, I would never recommend doing anything like this, but always remember that you are leaving a paper trail anytime you use an electronic, a cell phone, a computer, a credit card, or anything like that.
Hey, for all you business owners or anyone who wants to start a side hustle, Odoo makes it super easy. Clean interface. It's designed a snitch within OTF. Do you think that federal prosecutors used a CI or used a cooperating witness to kind of spell out what happened and when?
It wouldn't surprise me. I read through some of the superseding and indictment, and it seems to be very highly detailed with the alleged conduct and the overt acts that they are alleging against Lil Durk. And the specificity that it took to make those pleadings, there is a question in my mind as if anybody has cooperated against Mr. Durk or Lil Durk at this point in time. And it certainly wouldn't be surprising to me. And we see that in co-defendant cases a lot, is what the government will try to do is get one of the co-defendants to flip on the others or to flip on the primary target, which in this case is Lil Durk.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, this isn't just a murder for hire plot. Quando Rondo's cousin was actually killed in this ambush in 2022. Do you think that's why federal prosecutors are after Lil Durk too, and not just kind of the men who are allegedly accused of kind of being the trigger pullers in this case? Do you think, you know, had Quando Rondo's cousin survived the attack or not been shot and killed, that they would be after Lil Durk too?
You know, I think that they would have been after him regardless. Like I said, there have always been rumors in the industry with regard to his possible acts and things of that nature. And so, it doesn't come as a surprise here. One of the things the government charged here is conspiracy. And they're alleging that OTF, or Only the Family, is essentially this umbrella of an organization that engages in criminal activity or a pattern of criminal behavior, including the murder for hire. They're alleging that Lil Durk is the primary principal who is essentially instructing other individuals to commit these acts. And so certainly they would be going after him, not only the trigger pullers and anybody else who may be lower level.
And, you know, Lil Durk has been behind bars now since October. His trial was supposed to kind of start relatively soon, but now it's pushed back to October of this year. I want to ask you, what do you think the federal trial against Lil Durk could look like, given what appears to be this overwhelming kind of evidence against him?
I expect his trial to more than likely be months long. You know, it could take anywhere from a month to a few months. I think it was a good move on the defense end to adjourn the trial out so that they can get through all of the discovery. They can continue through their investigations and things of that nature. And they really want to bulletproof their defense. And adjourning the trial till October really gives them an opportunity to do that. Now, of course, Lil Durk doesn't want to sit there. Nobody wants to sit, you know, in prison or incarceration. But I think that was the best move necessary to protect his rights. As far as the trial and what that will look like, I expect that there's going to be a lot of evidence that the government's going to be using. I think that they're going to try to go at this in the way that the prosecution went after Young Thug and his group, and do a prosecution that includes all of the defendants and at one trial, or consolidate the defendants into one proceeding because of the amount of evidence and the witnesses that they would use. So I expect that, but I expect Durk's attorneys to really go after the prosecution in this case. And while they're trying to point together and pin together these alleged acts that have spanned, I think, since the initial 2020 shooting incident, the defense is going to attack it each and every step of the way.
Do you think prosecutors will use music and his own lyrics kind of against him in trial?
I am expecting that is going to happen. And I personally, as a defense attorney, have a significant issue with that. You know, we have a First Amendment right here in the United States, and the freedom of speech and the ability to create art through those lyrics has been used, you know, as an attack on that First Amendment right and privilege. Now, it may not be as much of a protected speech as other forms of speech, but that's an issue here. Artists want to be able to create without having to defend themselves for their creations later. But I do expect that the government is going to try to take that angle in this case.
You know, and I have to ask, say Lil Durk is your client. What kind of defenses are you going to be using, especially in a federal trial case like this?
You know, in a case like this, you know, if I was Durk's attorney, my client is not as involved as the government would like them to allege. All my client does here is he's a rapper. He runs this organization, but it's an organization that's geared towards music and in the music industry. We do hear, you know, lyrics of violence and things like that in the music industry. And again, that is a creative work that should be protected and is protected by the United States Constitution and copyright law. The government's making a significant stretch trying to tie him into this murder for hire plot. And ultimately what the government's trying to do is hold somebody responsible for this death, but the person responsible is not Lil Durk. Whether they want to go after, you know, the co-defendant who allegedly fired the firearm or killed that individual.
Lil Durk getting head from the jail. She sound like her knees knocking. Lil Durk getting head, imaginary head. Lil Durk getting head transferred from wherever she at to the jail right now. She on her knees, goddamn. If I was Lil Durk lawyer, get off your knees. You ain't gonna never be Lil Durk lawyer. He ain't coming to get you. Or Dooley Lowe ain't coming to get you. So you might as well stop. Lil Chunky ain't got enough money to come get you. Zoo definitely can't afford you. Because his daddy gone. Lil Durk. I'm going to stop talking about Zoo too. Because I keep on talking about he's selling fire alarms and shit. I might be selling fire alarms. I'm going to stop that shit. I'm going to stop talking about Zoo. I don't want to be selling no fire alarms and shit. I don't want to be on 47th and Cottage Grove outside selling fire alarms, man. I can't even imagine that, man, going back to that shit. Can y'all imagine me? Yo, got fire alarms. Get 2 for $5. Some shit that you could go right up the street to the fire station and get 1 for free. Hey, I don't knock the hustle, though. I don't knock the hustle. All right, y'all, what we checking out, y'all? It's Saturday. I'm going to let y'all tell me what y'all want to check out. I'm done with Durk, man. I just had to break it down. I just had to break down, you know, my opinion on the thing, and I ain't gonna lie to my people who listen to me. I'm gonna tell y'all like 100. If he was coming home, I'll tell y'all that. If y'all ask me what you think about Lil Durk, he cooked. Hey, look, if one murder for hire, I would have been like, yeah, Durk got a chance. But with his name being mentioned in the other one, and his bond being denied because of that murder for hire with the D-Thing shit, oh man, Lil Durk ain't got a chance, man. Hey, look, I can tell you this. They gonna drop some paperwork on the other murder for hire that's saying Lil Durk name. Watch how they play. Y'all gonna be like, Swipe, you was right. Watch how they play. They gonna come out with some paperwork on AJ and them side that's putting Durk involved with it. Watch. Since Durk playing with California, since Drew Finland want to play. I get rid of Drew though. Hey, shout out Cuz 3D. Cuzzo 3D, man. Appreciate your love support. Hey, y'all remember, if you smoke or you like marijuana, Mary Jane, whatever you want to call it, Za, hey, make sure you go and check out CertifiedSmoke.com, man, to get you a shirt, a hoodie, or any accessory that they got on there. They rebuilding their channel, though, so, you know, go and support them, CertifiedSmoke.com, man. Shout out to CertifiedSmoke.com. 3,000 bottles of baby oil is not illegal. No. 3,000 bottles of baby oil ain't illegal. But what's in them 3,000 bottles of baby oil? That's what make it illegal. If you rub some baby oil on your skin and then you get high, I'm high. That mean Puffy been lacing the baby oil with some motherfucking GHB or something. It ain't the baby oil they said about. The baby oil is legal. It's what's in the baby oil, baby. That's illegal. I can tell you that off the back, man. Puffy got some GHB in that shit. I told y'all the story about when I was in Parkway, right? It wasn't O Block then. OD was alive. And we was up white crib. We was up white who dead. If I tell you I love you, I mean it. White I killed, I saying it. We was up his crib. We was up his mama house. It was one of the OGs just came home from jail. He just did a motherfucking 30 piece. And he just came home from jail. So everybody was up there drinking, smoking. It was a little party, DJ and everything. So one of the dudes from Parkway brought a dude up there, and he walking around dropping GHB in the females' cups and shit, So I tell white sister them, hey, look, hey, watch my cup. I'm finna go and use y'all washroom, So they motherfucker watching, they supposed to have been watching my cup, but evidently they turned their head, or a dude thought that it was one of their cups, and he GHB my cup. Hey, look, I took a little bit of swallow of this shit, right? And spit it out. Hey, bro, it tastes like salt. Hey, I almost lost conscious. Hey, look, I snapped out of it, right? I snapped up out that shit. Hey, hold on. Hey, cut off the music. Hey, somebody just laced me. You hear me? Now, everybody on point now. Everybody on point. So, I'm drowsy, but with everybody hyped up, like, man, who the fuck just did that? Who dropping GHB? So, it was one dude in there. He was from the west side who was with dude. And motherfucker like, who is you, fam? Ooh. They searching. Hey, look, man. Hey, look, motherfucker beat him so bad, bro. And then when the law came and hit Parkway, they had picked him up. And then they found he had a whole Ziploc of probably about 2 ounces of GHB powder, bro. Dropping it in the cups, in the female cups and shit, bro. He almost got me. But I say, hey, hold on, cut the music. On my mama, bro. Some told me, like God told me to say that shit, bro. Cut the music. Or I would have fell out or something. But I'm glad that he got me and he ain't get the females, because he probably would have followed the females to the crib and then did something to him. But by me snapping out that shit, I saved some lives, bro. But nigga almost got me with that shit. I mean, he got me. I was fucked up for about a week after that, y'all. I swear to God, bro. When I finally went to sleep, man, I was high for like a week or two, bro. I was high. Then I was sore. My body sore. Like, man, I'm telling you, bro, like that is crazy, bro. He did the shit in Parkway, though. Everybody was out there. The T-Roys, the Slutties, everybody was jumping on his head. Big A, motherfucking Platoon, everybody was jumping on his head. Everybody from O Block, 39th, 5th Ward, everybody was jumping on his head. Everybody. Yeah, I almost got Diddy, man, in the party, bro. On some real shit. He was trying to get the females, though, but he got my cup that was sitting on the side on the counter, man. I don't even drink liquor. I had some cranberry juice in my cup. And I told them to watch my cup, and he still got me with some cranberry juice. But yeah, man, I always tell y'all my stories, bro. Like, I don't care about that shit. But he got punished. And when the police got him, they got 2 ounces of GHB and all that shit. Then all the females, they was taking up, you know how they is at Parkway. They was taking up for us. So they even put more charges on his ass through the females, The females, like, he got me too. Hell yeah. Hey, but that shit ain't no joke, bro. Like, I advise everybody, bro. Like, if you leave your cup somewhere, leave your shit. Like, don't drink it. If you gotta come back and get it, don't drink it. I don't give a fuck who in the house. Like, I do it in my house. If I drink a pop and I walk off, I leave it. I don't want it no more. I'm going to give me a new pop. Never know, he might have been trying to throw a Diddy party. Nah, he wasn't trying to throw no Diddy party with me. It was a whole bunch of females up in there. He was trying to get them. But long story short, we never left the crib. Everybody, he got beat up in white in them crib all the way outside. So yeah, y'all just be careful with that shit, man. Cause it can happen to anybody a motherfucker tried. I'm glad that he didn't get the females though. Mello. Hey, big dog. Hey, big dog Jesky. Hey, how was your last time seeing Durk, man? You ain't tell me, bro. You ain't tell me your experience, man. The last time. You was actually the last person to see Lil Durk. The last person to see Lil Durk perform, you was the last person to see him, Jesky. Not saying that you was the last one seeing him before he got arrested or none of that. But I'm saying you was the last person that seen him. You said it was worth it? Well, hey, what was the ticket prices? They was taxing. The concert was fun as hell. Yeah, you DJ U them, J Main. I seen a couple of people though. That was outside of that. It was a couple of people there. Durk will be tied to a lot of murders. I think that too. I think that too. I think he'll be tied to a lot of more shit too. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, Durk Cook. We finna get off Lil Durk though. Hey, what y'all want to watch though? Y'all ain't tell me. What y'all see out there? Y'all want me to react to? Don't have me react to shit with no music in it. I don't like that music shit. You got the broke motherfuckers be trying to profit off somebody else. They be putting that bullshit ass music in there, so when somebody play it on they shit, then they try to strike your page or try to tell you to split the. I ain't splitting shit with your broke ass. The music garbage than a motherfucker. Music garbage than a motherfucker. You think I finna split my revenue with you, and your song ain't even worth it. I crop that shit straight out. Let me see.
Now you can get your CBS Chicago news, weather, and live stream all in.
Hey, y'all seen how they did that Uber driver, bro? I don't know what that Uber driver did in Philly, but I seen a video of the footage that was on the wall or some shit. Damn.
Breaking news overnight as well to tell you about. Police say 2 people were attacked by 2 women inside Sharks Fish and Chicken in the South Deering neighborhood. Now, this happened just after midnight at the location near 95th and Jeffrey. Police say a man was cut on his chin. He refused help from paramedics. A 20-year-old woman was taken to a hospital with a cut on her face.
Hey, what you say? You say brick on Mazoon for what? For a fight? Dolph case ain't until next month, man. Dolph case ain't until next month. I mean, Dolph case ain't until I don't think they go to court till like September. Govain. Hernandez Govain. I gotta have Nene look up the paperwork. I gotta have my wife look it up because I don't Govain. Hey man, I don't even understand how this motherfucker dude out, man. I don't understand it, bro. How they saying that this dude set up the murder, hired the killers, and everything, and he the last motherfucker to go to jail? Like, I don't understand that, bro. Like, I know the killer's off the street, but don't you think that the mastermind should go to jail first too?
On apartments.com, our online lease generator means you can rent your place faster than you can say duplex. Stop. Okay. Apartments.com, the place to list a place. What do you think of that?
preparing to make their case to a jury. Good evening, Scott.
Well, good evening to you, Richard. Today was the last day, like you said, that Govin and his defense team had to accept that plea deal from prosecutors, and that's why a trial date has now been set. Now, the prosecution, well, they say Govin was the one who recruited the shooters to kill Young Dolph, while the defense says otherwise.
Everybody who is involved are responsible for this murder, and we're going to make sure that everybody who is involved gets justice.
Friday morning inside a Shelby County court, Hernandez Govin pled not guilty for what the county says was his role in the 2021 murder of Young Dolph.
We nonetheless are confident that we're going to be able to prove every element of the offenses that we've charged. We'll be able to prove our case beyond a reasonable doubt. And, whether we resolve this case through a plea or a trial, we're ready to seek justice in this case.
Prosecutors say that Govin was the one to introduce the alleged shooters Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith to Big Juke, who the prosecution said put a $100,000 hit out on Young Dolph.
The charges are at trial. There's a conspiracy count that for him carries up to 40 years. There is the murder count that carries life in prison.
We're pleading not guilty in this case, and we'll get to trial on July 28th.
But Manny Aurora, Govin's attorney, says his client is not guilty of the murder.
Hey, yeah, his July. That's when he go to court. Young Dolph trial for Govin. He the last person. It's in July. So he ain't take no plea deal. So he finna go to trial. His trial set for July. So make sure y'all remember that. Hey, what the fuck I was finna say? Damn, man, I got so much shit in my head. I just forgot what I was finna say, man. Have y'all seen something, bro?
Breaking news overnight as well to tell you about police.
Oh, hey, did y'all see the guy with K Flock? The way they say their names proper has me in tears. You think CMG gonna get Rico? No. CMG ain't gonna get Rico. Hey, you know why CMG ain't gonna get Rico? Cause CMG did the job, man. PRE ain't do that shit, man. Hey, look, Gotti them like real mob bosses, man. Look, just let me explain this to you. I ain't trying to get Gotti locked up or none of that. Cause I like Gotti, man. I've been listening to him since CM4, 5. Shit, cocaine music, 3 probably. Whichever Black Bill Gates on. That was my shit back then. 2011, 2012, Gotti was the shit. But Gotti is like a real mob boss, bro. And he know his brother fucked up, bro. His brother fucked up, made it hot on them, then did some shit because he in his feelings. I believe Gotti told his brother Juke to leave Dolph alone. Leave him alone, man. We up 100 million. His brother, because he was calling him a girl and shit like that, he wanted Dolph dead. So when he did it, the feds came around, they knocked off Juke. That's what I think happened to Juke, man. I don't think no PRE or none of that. I think he got knocked off in-house. On my mama, bro. They knocked him off, man. Hey, we ain't heard nothing about it, man. They found the car. We ain't heard nothing else. You hear me? We heard that they recovered the car. That's all we heard, man. They recovered a burnt vehicle. Hell yeah, Jig had to go, man. He made it hot. Shit, Gotti worth $100 million, man. What the fuck I look like this nigga? Like fuck. And then Gotti just left, man. What's the coincidence though? He leave and then they run up on him. Hey, don't kill my mama, bro. Just get him. I can see it happening, man. I know a lot of y'all be like, that's his brother, man. That don't mean shit when it's jeopardizing your money. When they talking about your money, man, that brother shit don't mean nothing, man. When you finna lose your 100 million and everything you work for, cause this nigga done did some bullshit. Kind of like Lil Durk though. Kind of like Lil Durk. Kind of this the same situation. Kind of like Lil Durk. Lil Durk told dude now don't do the shit or put it in his name, whatever, and they still did it. You know, they still did it. DD, Vonnie, whatever is, hey, they all did it. They still booked the rooms and everything with his credit cards. The violence calmed after that too. Yeah. I think the violence calmed in Memphis after that because Memphis was going crazy before that. Before that, bro, all we was hearing about niggas getting hit up in Memphis. And then after Juke got killed, we wasn't hearing it like that no more. Like it was still happening and shit, but it had calmed down, bro. That whole little war, it calmed down, man. On everything. I think Gotti them got rid of the problem though, bro. I just think like Big Juke, he had to go. Or they whole label, they whole everybody was gonna be in jeopardy, bro. For real. Everything they work for, cause this big goof ass nigga look like Bam Bam Bigelow. He wanna motherfucking he wanna get into it with Dolph. Yeah. We know it's going down to Memphis, but it ain't going down how it was at first. It was going down, bro. Before Dolph got killed, it was going up in Memphis, bro. Niggas was getting caught. Niggas all in the projects. They fan the projects down. 5 people shot. Then after Dolph got killed, bro, it was going up. People, man, females was getting killed. After Young Dolph got killed, females was getting killed. All that shit was getting killed. But when Juke died, it calmed down. Nobody even talk about Juke no more. Nobody even say nothing about Juke. Nobody. I don't even see his homies now, but nobody say nothing about Juke. He say Dolph death wasn't warranted. It was like Rings hit the city off the Dolph. Yeah. That's how it was. Then he was up there and said, yeah, CMG paid 50,000 for my lawyer. Yeah. That's what the dude said. Dude said CMG gave him 50,000 for a lawyer, man. And they saying that Juke was the one that paid for it, bro. So I know I kind of knew Juke was finna die, probably. Like you could kind of sense it that he was finna go. Once they had unsealed that they caught the killers. And that the dude was testifying. Dude was gonna testify. I knew Juke now. I thought Juke was gonna get snatched first, though. I didn't know he was gonna die. I thought he was going to jail with them, but they waited a little bit too long before they was gonna come and get him. Ari exposed, cheating on Moneybag Yo. Man, that ain't nothing new. They always, all them cheat on each other. Shit. That ain't nothing new. All right, let me see. Hey, what else y'all say? I ain't watching no Brandon Buckingham, man. I'm too motherfucking smooth for that, man. I ain't watching no Brandon Buckingham. I mean, shout out to him, whatever he do, bro. But I don't watch that type of shit, bro. I don't watch little kids showing guns all motherfucking day and shit like that. You gotta show a gun, you a coward. That's an intimidation tactic for you to be on live or anything showing your gun and all. That's just an intimidation tactic, man. And then you gonna go to jail like Mr. 24 Hours. Gotti, Michael Corleone. Juke wasn't respected like that. Oh, he was talking like he was respected. He was on the internet every day.
Now you can get your CBS
track, especially when Dolph died. When Dolph died, we knew he had something to do with it. When Dolph died, because Juke went live and he said a couple things that made us know that he was behind it. He say, yeah, if you broke, need your rent paid, need Pampers, come to CMG. Like, I don't know why these rich people always want to be involved with some broke shit. Like, he done put the police on him. So, you know, it was crazy, bro, that he went live and said that shit and your brother worth $100 million. And your name on the person who took out the money, who paid for the lawyer. Mo 3 getting justice. Hey, yeah, Black Youngster disappeared. I seen Black Youngster. I seen a little girl smacking him on a video. He was in a backyard and the kid was smacking him. Black Youngster disappeared. Yeah, he did. What are your thoughts on Mo 3? I'm gonna tell you like this. Any mother gonna get justice. Any family member that ain't in part of street life, they want justice. If you killed the person that was living in a household every day, who they were seeing every day, who you know they grew up with every day and all that shit, they want justice, bro. So Mo 3 mama just want justice. She ain't got nothing to do with what he was doing out in the streets. You know, if that was the case, if they was going off justice like that, and if they was going off justice like you don't get no justice if you was in the street, then shit, a lot of people wouldn't get justice. It'd be a lot of more people just keep on getting killed and shit. They took the personal and smoked Jug. Mo 3 got out the car. I think Mo 3 got out the car. I think they shot the engine. They shot something that made the engine stop, bro. I don't think Mo 3 just stopped his car and then just try to run on the expressway as if he can outrun the car. Like, I don't know what he was thinking, bro. And then you could tell that he couldn't continue. It was like, yeah, they shot his car or something. I don't know though. I don't know what made him get out the car, but I know somebody took that gun out that stash. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. Nigga, that was enough time to get your shit out the stash, bro, and get the dumping. I know dude was shooting at the car though, but I think Mo 3 had put his shit right there under the seat or something, and he thought his shit was right there, bro, and he looked like, and he had to get low, man. But he was talented. He was one of the ones that was talented who died, you know, and he was super tough too. I seen like videos of him, like his come up, and he was a motherfucker, bro. Like, I ain't gonna say that he was nobody who was innocent now, like nobody who, oh man, y'all kill cornbread. No, he ain't that. He was shooting at people and everything, bro. He was shooting at people and rapping about it. Who they say his boy took the gun out the out the stash spot. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to believe Rainwater, man. I don't even know, man. Cause I be seeing videos and shit, and then like you will have some people say like some good about Rainwater, like he a hustler and all that, but then all of them say that he be beating motherfuckers out. Like he say Mo 3 and him was splitting all the money. That's what he say according to him. Him and Mo 3 was splitting all the money down.
Hey, real tone is a real.
With him. Damn, real tone them ain't been on this bitch for a week. Let's go to DJU, see what he been on.
DJU.
Come on, DJU, man. Hey, DJU, man. Your shit looking real leaky, brother. What the fuck is this, man? Fuck DJU got on this couch. A Lil J? That's crazy, man. DJU, man, you ain't DJU ain't interviewing motherfucking auntie uncle, is he? That look like something Lil J like right there on there. I'm just saying though. Rainwater, a weird individual. Yes, he is. Yeah, ain't none of these niggas on. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is that is on DJU. I don't even know what that is, man. My boy DJU got to snap back, man. He interviewing anybody now. Hey, I was watching that shit earlier, man. I don't like watching no grown ass man brag about like they was the ones who Savage Life. No, they not, bro. Niggas who started Savage Life, man, from Brain Dead and Twine, man. ATG against the grain, bro. Niggas be on DJU lying like a motherfucker. Giorgio and them the reason why niggas started going across the country, man. And Cook County. Started going to DuPage and Kankakee County. Cause they started the Savage Life shit. It was ATG. They whoop you, strip you down. Hey, he said it in the intro, DJ, you go crazy. Hell no. Hey, let me look through the comments real quick. Man, Gotti ain't going to no motherfucking jail. His brother dead, nigga. His brother. What up, baby? Hold on. Mello, you want me? Check upstairs. The truth gonna come out in trial. It already came out. The truth already came out, man. Said they paid for the lawyers. Juke the one who paid for the lawyers, man. Juke gone, bro. Gotti could say he ain't had nothing to do with it. Dude and them said that Govain and Juke. They didn't say Govain and Gotti. They said Juke. Now, unless they got Gotti on wiretap talking to the person who only got paid $800, which I doubt, or the other person, which is what's his name? Straight Drop or Young Drop, Straight Drop, whatever his name is. Man, Gotti and them ain't talked to none of them, man. Big Juke did. Hey, that again. What you want to bet that Gotti ain't going down? What you want to bet? What you want to bet, man? We could bet, bro. You can hit me up on IG, bro. I make bets like that. Gotti ain't going down, bro. His brother gone. They cleaned his brother up, man. You can't prosecute Gotti, man. You gotta have his brother to prosecute him. His brother to link to him. Man, you bullshit, man. Go ahead on, brother. Go ahead on, brother. You bullshit, man. You ain't trying to bet. You ain't trying to bet, man. Go ahead on, brother. Yeah. Tristan Rhymer. You know my IG, that nigga, that again, man. Stop playing that again. Hey, no, for real though. I don't think Gotti gonna go down, bro. I don't think Gotti gonna go down, bro. Cause you gotta look at it. They blaming Govain for it, bro. The two dudes, well, the one dude, not the two dudes, my bad. Let me stop it. The one dude who got on the stand, he said that motherfucking Govain promised them 40,000 apiece, man. That's what the dude said. He said that Govain had promised them the money. He didn't say Gotti. He said that he was gonna get it from Juke, man. He didn't say Gotti. I didn't hear no Gotti in that trial. I heard Big Juke though. I heard Big Juke. And the other one didn't say shit. He ain't say nothing, straight drop. He got what? Life plus 50 years or some shit, 30 years. Yeah, but I ain't hear Gotti name in there. I never heard them say Gotti up in there not one time. I watched the whole court thing on my channel. All right, what else y'all say watch? I don't think Black Youngster was CMG no more either. I don't think it was CMG no more. But I heard that Black Youngster was about to sign Mo3 though. I don't know why would Mo3 sign with Black Youngster, but that's what they said. They said that Mo3. Well, I thought that was what's today who be on YouTube. I was finna say, damn.
Power. So handsome.
I think.
Hey, no, I ain't gonna lie, Dustin. I ain't gonna lie, Dustin. You know, I feel what you saying too. Like, cause I got a grown son, you know, and I try to tell him, like, you grown, you know, I could give you $10,000 right now. But if you just plan on going in a Gucci store and fucking it off, ain't no need for me to give you $10,000. When I'm gonna put that shit in a stock or something. you know. So I understand what you saying, but by Big Durk being out and around them, man, hey, I would have been on my son. Hey, look, bro, I ain't gonna let you fuck up your life, man. Hey, look, y'all gotta go back to Chicago on the one-way ticket, bro. On my mama, I would have told them, bro, look, y'all gotta go back. I would have been the enforcer. I'm Big Durk, the biggest GD besides Larry Hoover and them. Under a couple of letters under Larry Hoover and them. Y'all got to move around. My son ain't about to go down for y'all. My son ain't about to participate in no shit that's going to lose his fucking bag. My grandkids need them. Like if he would have stayed on Durk like that, Durk probably would have listened to him more, bro. You know, like for real, bro. But hey, look, sometimes you got to willing to tell them, bro, you're going to lose it all. I just did 24 years. It took me 24 years to get out that motherfucker, man. I did 24. And then 2 years, I got out 2 years later. So 26 years he did. Like, come on, man. If that ain't no life lesson, then I don't know what a life lesson is, bro. Your daddy done already been in the feds. He know the feds ain't playing. But as a father, you got to keep hope up for your son. You don't want to say, man, my son going down. So you get on Breakfast Club and say, my son to be home. You know, but in reality, he know that Lil Durk fuck. Hey, you heard what he said? It ain't no easy battle, man. So for everybody out there thinking Lil Durk just finna walk out of that motherfucker, hey, it took his daddy 26 years. Just remember that.